Chapter 8:11. Strongest Half-Immortal? Losing family guardian Heavenly Dragon is a great humiliation to Long family. It must be known that every Long family in Spirit Desolate Ordinary Realm has a family guardian Heavenly Dragon. Proud Star states Long family has lost one and now it is unknown whether it is alive or dead. This will make them be ridiculed by other Long family. Long Xiaofeng's dragon martial spirit has dragon totem, it was carved by me. Qin Yun said in loud voice. I cannot let that dragon martial spirit with dragon totem fall into your hands. Hearing Qin Yun's words, everyone is shocked. Even those Long family half-immortals feel this is unexpected. Jian Shitian's brows are tightly creased because he knows that Jian Rian has sword totem on her body. Moreover, it suddenly appeared. Even though he discovered it, he did not ask her about it. Now he cannot help but suspect that it is highly possible that Qin Yun carved it on Jian Rian's martial spirit and body. Everyone knows that Qin Yun has dragon totem and gave it to Jian family. However, to carve totem on martial spirit, one must master soul refining secret technique of soul refining masters. Every major faction has soul refining masters, but they are not proficient in Tao of inscription. Therefore, they have to cooperate with other inscription masters to refine souls. The efficiency is very low. And someone like Qin Yun, who is both a genius in inscription and a soul refining master, in the entire Spirit Desolate Ordinary Realm, is as rare as phoenix feather and unicorn horn. Long family people in this split second wish that they could capture Qin Yun and carve dragon totem on every Long family member. That way they can obtain even stronger power. After Jian Shitian found out that Qin Yun is a soul refining master, he also took out his origin sword. Other Jian family half-immortals also immediately prepared for battle. Let me take action. They should be on guard against Jian family people. A red-robed white-bearded old man slowly flew out and stood in front of Qin Yun and Lan Suyao. Senior, you must capture Qin Yun. The dragon totem that this guy grasps belongs to our Long family. He stole it from our Long family. An old man from the Long family said. Spectators all loudly cursed Long family for being shameless. Everyone knew that there were very few people who could grasp the dragon totem. It was simply difficult to steal it. Even among the Long family, there were not many who could grasp it. The Long family said this because they wanted to capture Qin Yun so that they could control Qin Yun, the soul-refining inscription master. Although Lan Suyao grew up in the desolate domain, she knows how formidable inscription masters and soul-refining masters are. For example, Old Turtle Immortal is an inscription master. He is respected by many people in the desolate domain. Even she had to be polite to that Old Turtle Immortal. That white-bearded old man seems to be very strong, his status is also very high. His expression is filled with contempt, he is looking at Qin Yun and Lan Suyao with contempt. He used an incomparably arrogant tone and said, Qin Yun, if you are willing to confess and become my slave, I will only put you under house arrest. I won't mistreat you, and I guarantee that you'll live a carefree life from now on. Old man, there's nothing for us to talk about. I'm not here to plead guilty or negotiate, I'm here to retrieve Xiaofeng's martial spirit. If you don't give it to me, I'll fight it out with you. Qin Yun said coldly. That Long family old man immediately shouted, Qin Yun, show some respect. Do you know who that senior is? He is Senior Zhao Yuchuan from Xian Domain. He is only one tribulation away from ascending to immortal. All the martial kings, martial emperors and even half-immortals present are in an uproar. Their faces are filled with incomparable yearning and respect as they looked at that white-bearded old man Zhao Yuchuan. Half-immortals have 7 tribulations, as long as they cross them, they can ascend to immortal and enter the immortal desolate. This also means that Zhao Yuchuan is the strongest human below immortal. He is a peak existence of half-immortal realm. Medicine Immortal Valley's half-immortal said, Qin Yun, you are being so disrespectful to a future immortal, do you know what this means? Qin Yun said with sneer. The last tribulation of half-immortal is a heaven-defying tribulation, let's talk about it after he crosses it. Many half-immortals have been turned into ashes by this tribulation. In my eyes, he is just a person who is about to die. His words caused many half-immortals to become silent, they are afraid. The reason why it is difficult for half-immortals to become immortals is because it is very difficult to overcome the fear in their heart. They don't dare to recklessly cross tribulation, otherwise they will die. Qin Yun's words are not without reason. Heaven-defying tribulation is very dreadful, only 1 in 10,000 people can cross this tribulation. For several tens of thousands of years, many geniuses who were looked upon favorably by many people also had their souls fly away and scatter during the tribulation. Therefore, no matter how good their talent is, as long as they can't continue to live, they are not geniuses. There are many so-called geniuses. They are unable to cross 7th tribulation. Zhao Yuchuan looked at Qin Yun, the corner of his eyes slightly twitched. He is extremely furious in his heart because Qin Yun touched the thing he fears the most in his heart and poked at the sore spot in his heart. I gave you a chance, it is you who don't understand how precious it is. No matter how talented you are, today you will die in my hands. Zhao Yuchuan's furious voice spread out, causing the surrounding 10,000 li to tremble. The sound wave surged like thunder and rushed towards Qin Yun and Lan Suyao. Zhao Yuchuan only released his aura and it is already so dreadful, this caused many half-immortals to be secretly shocked. Many half-immortals have just become half-immortals, they have not even crossed first tribulation, they also don't dare to cross tribulation. Therefore, compared to a 6th tribulation half-immortal, the difference in strength is too great. Zhao Yuchuan released his aura, his body flickered with light rays and suddenly rushed towards Qin Yun. At that moment, Qin Yun felt an incomparably boundless power enveloping him and Lan Suyao. The stone tiles around him and Lan Suyao crumbled and turned into dust, the earth also split open. The spectators on the distant sky, as well as Long family people, are all alarmed and envious. This kind of formidable power is exactly what they are pursuing. They immediately felt that it is a pity because Qin Yun is going to die. A soul-refining inscription master is incomparably precious, if they could control him and use him, they would obtain even stronger power. Zhao Yuchuan's incomparably formidable power caused everyone to feel fear, it is as if death is shrouding them. However, what caused everyone to be even more astonished is that Lan Suyao and Qin Yun are not the least bit afraid. Qin Yun is a person who has seen wind and waves. He met Xiang, Yu Yu, Bingxing, Yao Fang, Ghost Dragon, all of them have strength that far surpasses immortals. Qin Yun is not the least bit afraid of Zhao Yuchuan's half-baked immortal aura. Lan Suyao fought with Ghost Dragon before, she met someone even stronger than Zhao Yuchuan, so she is very calm. Qin Yun, I will give you one last chance, submit to me and become my slave. Zhao Yuchuan's voice is like a great bell, shaking the heaven and earth, it is filled with intimidating aura. He is not completely muddle-headed from anger, he came from Xian domain. He is very clear about the importance of soul-refining inscription masters, let alone Qin Yun who is a super genius who has mastered 2 inscription spirit. You are a guy who is about to die, even if you become my slave, I will still disdain you. You actually want me to become your slave? Dream on. Qin Yun also loudly sneered and said. Everyone cannot understand where Qin Yun's courage comes from. He can actually say such provocative words at this kind of time, it is clear that he doesn't want Qin Yun to die quickly enough. You don't want to become my slave, you also don't want to die, I can only seal you and torture you to a point where you would rather die than live. Zhao Yuchuan furiously roared, the heaven and earth trembled, an imposing aura filled with might ferociously enveloped the area, transformed into a huge white palm and slapped towards Qin Yun and Lan Suyao. Lan Suyao's body suddenly flickered with blue light. Boom! When the palm slapped down, it was suddenly jolted away. Lan Suyao and Qin Yun are fine. Everyone burst into cry of alarm. They did not expect this woman to be so formidable. Zhao Yuchuan is also secretly apprehensive. He looked at Lan Suyao in surprise and then quickly rushed over. But just as he took 2 steps, his body became very sluggish. He looked at Lan Suyao's dark blue eyes and sensed a peculiar power rushing over and entering his body, causing his body to stiffen. Nether Spirit's sacred blade suddenly appeared in Qin Yun's hand. He saw Zhao Yuchuan's body become sluggish. He moved over in a flash, used his strongest power and poured it into the Nether Spirit's sacred blade. Hula! Qin Yun brandished the saber and chopped down. It is as if space is being torn apart. It issued a burst of dreadful sharp whistling sound. It is as if evil spirits from 9 underworld are screaming. Qin Yun's simple and neat saber chopped down and chopped Zhao Yuchuan's body into 2 pieces. Because this scene is too shocking, it caused everyone to feel as if time has frozen. They also received an incomparably formidable impact. Zhao Yuchuan, a half-immortal who has crossed 6 tribulations, has actually been chopped into 2 pieces. Hoo! After Qin Yun's saber chopped down, he quickly followed it up with a few more saber attacks, chopping Zhao Yuchuan into 8 pieces. His dismembered body scattered all over the ground. Before anyone could react, Qin Yun had already put away the dismembered corpse. Jian Shitian is firmly holding his origin sword. His palm is already sweating. He is afraid of Lan Suyao's dreadful sacred eye power. She can actually easily kill Zhao Yuchuan. Although he said before that only immortals can restrain Lan Suyao, he still doesn't believe it. Now he is thoroughly convinced that only immortals can defeat Lan Suyao. Long family people, as well as the big shots of Long Family Alliance, are trembling from head to toe in fear seeing this scene. Their incomparably revered Zhao Yuchuan was actually killed by Qin Yun just like that. Just now, everyone saw that Lan Suyao used her technique. They just don't understand what method she used. Could it be that she is that Immortal Weapon Palace's Immortal Weapon Palace's mysterious Grand Elder? Didn't they say that Immortal cannot leave Immortal Weapon Palace? Once she leaves, she will enter Immortal Desolate. Maybe she has some method to suppress her cultivation. I heard that Grand Elder dotes on Qin Yun very much. No wonder they only sent 2 people, one of them is an immortal. The group of people who were watching from afar immediately burst into a clamor of surprised discussion. The group of people from the Long family were also scared silly. They are not sure whether or not Lan Suyao is Immortal Weapon Palace's Grand Elder. They only know that the Grand Elder is an immortal, moreover she is very beautiful. Chapter 8:12. Chapter 8:12 Immortal Dragon Deterrence. Long family people are all intimidated by Lan Suyao's strange power and sank into a short period of fear. It must be known that there are many people from other factions here who are only Long family allies. These Long family allies thought that Qin Yun's Immortal Weapon Palace would be easy to deal with. Because there is a formidable 6th tribulation half-immortal here, they thought that they could easily defeat Immortal Weapon City's people. There are not many people from Immortal Weapon City, only Qin Yun and a mysterious and formidable woman have arrived. However, Lan Suyao's strength is as formidable as an immortal, causing Long family allies to feel fear. Everyone, we don't need to be afraid of them. That woman is not a true immortal, she only knows some formidable evil technique. As long as we join hands and surround them from all sides, we will be able to capture them. That Long family old man said. Our soaring dragon state also has a group of helpers on the way, they will arrive very soon. Everyone, don't be afraid of them. A middle-aged man shouted. Knowing that reinforcements have arrived, Long family allies felt a lot more relieved. Qin Yun is still not a martial king. He is only relying on that woman's help to easily succeed. If we rush over together, they won't be able to succeed. Unity is strength. The elder from the Long family shouted, encouraging the others and himself. After all these people have lived for many years, they can clearly see Lan Suyao's actual strength. According to their experience, Lan Suyao's strength is indeed very strong, but she has not reached immortal realm. Charge! Capture them! We have so many half-immortals and martial emperors, we will surely defeat them. Kill! The people of the Long family and their allies immediately cried out one after another. Heaven-shaking shouts caused the entire Wei Long mountain range to tremble. At this time, dozens of martial emperors and half-immortals released formidable aura at the same time. It is as if a transparent wave suddenly rippled out. The spectators on the distant sky feel that this scene is incomparably shocking, even they want to participate in this battle. However, they also feel that this is somewhat ridiculous, because Long family has so many people, with such imposing manner, they are only attacking 2 people. After Lan Suyao took a few steps, her blue sacred eyes flickered with blue light. If only we had that square eye, Ling Yun'er said. Lan Suyao's square eyes was eaten by the ghost dragon. Qin Yun felt that it was a great pity. Even though she doesn't have the square eyes, her blue sacred pupils are still very powerful. The blue aurora they release is like a blue ocean wave, rushing towards the group of people in front. The group of people rushing over suddenly slowed down. Kill! The nether spirit's sacred blade in Qin Yun's hand is also trembling. Apparently it is thirsting to devour a great amount of formidable souls. He charged into the crowd and started a massacre. Those people at the front are all martial emperors. Although they are wearing armor, they are like paper in front of the nether spirit's sacred blade. Qin Yun basically killed one with a single slash. Jian Shitian and the others also wanted to go down, but they know how dreadful that blue light is. Only Qin Yun is not afraid of that blue light. Qin Yun rushed in and was illuminated by the blue light, but he was not affected. This is also why Qin Yun did not let so many people come. Because even if they came, it would not be easy for them to use it. It would be better to guard the immortal weapon city. Long family and Xian domain's strongest half-immortals did not charge, instead they are hiding at the back. The blue light released by Lan Suyao's sacred pupils enveloped the entire plaza in front of Wei Long Manor's gate. Even if some people did not rush over, they were still illuminated. Long family people still underestimated Lan Suyao's power. Medicine Immortal Valley's half-immortals, Azure Flame Immortal Mountain, Divine Inscription Palace, Tian family, Yang family and other Long family allied forces half-immortals were killed by Qin Yun one by one. Their corpses were taken away by Qin Yun. Although Lan Suyao is just standing there motionless, she is the most dreadful. Because the blue light released by her sacred pupils is like an incomparably formidable body-fixing technique, it can make people unable to budge. Every time the spectators saw a half-immortal being killed, they all let out excited and amazed cries. Because of this, unceasing shouts can be heard, causing the atmosphere of the scene to become even more boiling. Kill, 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 kill. Half-immortals and martial emperors are the strongest group of people in Spirit Desolate. Even though they are not many, they are the peak characters of Spirit Desolate. But now they were like chickens, killed with a single slash of a blade. This is also the most horrifying thing. The martial emperors and half-immortals that people yearn for endlessly are actually so weak. In front of formidable power, they will die just like ordinary people. In just a short period of time, the ground is filled with blood. Dense blood stench and illusory blue light envelop the entire plaza. It is filled with death and miserable aura, yet it is beautiful and illusory. Shwa shwa shwa. Qin Yun's killing has not stopped. Those throwing knives he released are also frantically reaping the lives of those martial kings and martial monarchs. He urged Nethermoon to release formidable mental power, controlled the throwing knives and pierced those martial monarchs and martial monarch. Some of them have very strong armor. the throwing knives are unable to penetrate them. Qin Yun flew over and chopped them down. There is a majestic dragon sculpture in front of Wei Long Manor's gate. This dragon sculpture is completely covered in blood. The huge plaza has been dyed red. Martial monarchs and martial kings are enveloped by the blue light. They are unable to budge. Their lives have been reaped by Qin Yun. They wish they could kill Qin Yun, but now their lives have been taken by Qin Yun. Hand over Xiaofeng's martial spirit. Qin Yun's voice is filled with anger and killing intent. It shook the horizon all around, causing people's hearts to tremble. Long family and their allies have all died in battle. They originally gathered here to conspire on how to attack the Immortal Weapon City and destroy the entire Immortal Weapon City. But before they could attack, Qin Yun blocked the entrance and ruthlessly beat them up. Now, only a few Long family half-immortals and Xian domain people are left. They have greatly underestimated Lan Suyao's strength. They all thought that Lan Suyao's eyes can only deal with a few people. They did not expect that as long as they are enveloped by the blue light, they will be unable to budge. Qin Yun, there are so many people watching here. The matter of you killing our Xian domain seniors will surely be spread back. Our Xian domain's sects are huge. It is not something you can imagine. An old man from the profound domain spoke with a threatening tone. However, there was fear in his eyes. You're right. Xian domain's strength is very strong. There are many sects inside. However, Qin Yun doesn't care about that. He brandished his saber and chopped. Those few Xian domain half-immortals have also been chopped to death by Qin Yun. Qin Yun bitterly hates these Xian domain people. Their goal in coming to the Spirit Desolate Ordinary Realm is to join hands with the Long family to create chaos in the Ordinary Realm. They want to prevent the Spirit Desolate Ordinary Realm from attacking the Xian domain and even control the Ordinary Realm. Now only Long family people are left. Speak, where is Xiaofeng's martial spirit? Qin Yun placed his saber on that old man's neck and shouted. You want to take back Long Xiaofeng's dragon and phoenix martial spirit? Stop dreaming. We already sent it to Soaring Dragon State. If you have the guts, go to Soaring Dragon State's Long family headquarters and snatch it. Ha ha ha. That old man finished speaking. His body suddenly swelled up. He actually wants to self-detonate. If a half-immortal self-detonate, the power will be very dreadful. Qin Yun promptly slashed a few times. After killing that old man, he placed the second pearl of the Nine Sun Divine Soul. It is used to store corpses. After Qin Yun killed that old man, a furious dragon roar suddenly arrived from the distance. Hoo-hoo! A burst of gale swept over, causing a commotion among the people. They all looked towards the direction of the dragon roar. They saw golden light flickering over there, golden clouds surged, 1,000-meter-long golden dragon soared up and released a burst of ear-shaking roar. It rushed over in a domineering manner. Soaring Dragon State's reinforcements have arrived. But they are too late. Not all Long family people have been killed, only their strongest half-immortals, martial emperors, martial kings and martial monarchs have been killed. There are still many small fries inside the Wei Long Manor. They are filled with fear. Soaring Dragon State's reinforcements are also from Long family. Moreover, they have brought along a mighty and huge golden dragon. There were many people here who had lived for many years but had never seen a living dragon. Now they have finally seen one. They are also shocked by the strength of that dragon. Grandfather, how strong is that dragon? Jian Nanhu asked. Very strong, very strong. Even if we go all out, it will be very difficult to capture it. Jian Shitian is now somewhat worried about Qin Yun and Lan Suyao. After Soaring Dragon State's Long family people arrived, they also arrived inside the Wei Long Manor. Very soon they found out about Qin Yun and Lan Suyao's massacre at the entrance. Although there are only 3 people, they are all half-immortals. They flew up from the ground, arrived in the sky and landed on the huge dragon head. They are looking at Qin Yun and Lan Suyao from the sky. Qin Yun, you killed so many of our Long family people, even if you die 1,000 times, 10,000 times, you will not be able to pay it off. We will capture you and torture you for the rest of your life. We will make you spend the rest of your life in pain. An old man standing on top of the dragon head shouted in a voice filled with anger. Long Qiaofeng's dragon martial spirit has a dragon totem carved by me. Whoever took away her martial spirit, I will kill them. Your Long family took away her martial spirit and have no intention of returning it. I can only exterminate your Long family. Qin Yun is filled with resentment and anger towards Soaring Dragon State's Long family. Because Zi Qingqing and Shui Tianzi have been cursed by Soaring Dragon State's Long family. Lan Suyao's expression is as cold as frost, incomparably cold. Ha ha ha. You want to exterminate our Long family? Truly too naive. Our Soaring Dragon State's Long family is the strongest faction in the entire ordinary realm. Don't think that only your immortal weapon city has immortals. Our Soaring Dragon State's Long family is overseen by immortal dragons. Even if immortals come, they can only become food for our immortal dragons. That old man proudly laughed and said. Chapter 8:13. Final Tribulation. Although this golden dragon is not an immortal dragon, it is still very dreadful. If it is a true immortal dragon, its strength can be well imagined. Qin Yun heard that Soaring Dragon State's Long family has an immortal dragon and cannot help but become very excited. Yang Yang is a divine beast 9th heaven Xian sparrow. In its initial stage, it needs to eat a great amount of powerful beast meat to quickly grow up. After Mo ate the dragon, she has been sleeping and growing up. Once she wakes up, she will need to eat a great amount of meat again. Qin Yun killed the Long family's dragon before and collected a lot of dragon meat, but it is not enough for Yang Yang to eat. If he can get his hands on the Long family's immortal dragon, Qin Yun will not need to worry anymore. Qin Yun, you have caused enough trouble. We will make you completely submit to us. The old man finished speaking and the golden dragon opened its mouth. Everyone thought that the dragon would spit out energy attack from its huge mouth, but it is actually sucking in air. Woo woo woo, burst of bird cries resounded. A great amount of things on the ground rushed into the dragon's mouth. The huge dragon is now sucking in air. Large amount of stone bricks on the plaza have suddenly been lifted up and entered the dragon's mouth. In a blink of an eye, the plaza in front of Wei Long Manor's gate has been changed beyond recognition. Lan Suyao pulled Qin Yun and floated in the air, resisting the dragon's suction power. A great amount of soil on the ground is also being sucked up. Not long after, the plaza in front of Wei Long Manor's gate has become a huge pit. The golden dragon has eaten a great amount of soil. It is like a bottomless pit. Qin Yun and Lan Suyao are also very awesome. They have not been eaten by the dragon even after being attacked like this. Wei Long Manor is protected by a barrier. It has not been affected. The three half-immortals standing on the dragon's head also began to feel that Qin Yun and Lan Suyao are not easy to deal with. If it was before, they would have easily sucked half-immortals into the dragon's stomach. There is a space inside the dragon's stomach. People who are sucked in will be sealed inside that space. Roar! The golden dragon is very angry. It let out a furious roar and increased its suction power. Qin Yun also discovered that the spiritual energy around him is frantically rushing into the dragon's mouth. Lan Suyao pulled Qin Yun and bit by bit got away from the dragon's devouring range. Qin Yun took this opportunity to throw all the people inside the heavenly lion dragon suppressing cauldron into the second pearl of the 9-sun divine soul. He let Yao Fong kill them and take out the half-immortal life crystals and martial emperors and martial kings' Dao cores. Only the heavenly lion dragon suppression cauldron could deal with that golden dragon. Lan Suyao's sacred pupil is also continuously releasing blue light, but it is being absorbed by the golden dragon, causing the sacred pupil's power to be unable to condense together. Qin Yun, do you have a way to block that dragon's mouth? Lan Suyao asked Qin Yun through sound transmission. Yes. Qin Yun soared into the sky with the heavenly lion dragon suppression cauldron to block the dragon's mouth. The golden dragon is very strong, it is a half-immortal. Soaring dragon states people know that Lan Suyao has this kind of strange blue light, they are very cautious and don't dare to act recklessly. They also feel that this kind of continuous absorption is the safest method. Lan Suyao pulled Qin Yun to resist the swallowing power. She must use very strong power to resist, it consumed a lot of her energy. If this continued, they would definitely be sucked in. Qin Yun suddenly took out the heavenly lion dragon suppression cauldron. Under his control, the heavenly lion dragon suppression cauldron suddenly became very big. The heavenly lion dragon suppression cauldron was immediately sucked in and stuck in the dragon's mouth. The soaring dragon state's 3 half-immortals did not expect this. The spectators at the distance also exclaimed in admiration again and again. One could clearly see the heavenly lion dragon suppressing cauldron stuck in its throat when it opened its mouth. Soaring dragon state's half-immortals immediately became very anxious. At this time, Lan Suyao also flew to the sky. "Quickly run!" a half-immortal shouted. But just as he finished shouting, a burst of blue light enveloped them. The 3 half-immortals of the soaring dragon state who just ran away suddenly stopped in the sky. Even the golden dragon has been stopped by the blue light. Qin Yun promptly controlled the heavenly lion dragon suppression cauldron to become small and flew out. The heavenly lion dragon suppression cauldron flew out from the golden dragon's throat and rose to the sky. Then the mouth of the cauldron faced the golden dragon and suddenly became very big. The golden dragon let out a furious roar and was sucked into the mountain like heavenly lion dragon suppression cauldron. Those people at the distance opened their eyes wide in shock, their eyeballs almost popped out. They all thought that Qin Yun's cultivation is so low that it is impossible for him to capture the Wei Long Manor's heavenly dragon. Now they saw with their own eyes that the incomparably formidable golden dragon was taken away by the heavenly lion dragon suppression cauldron. They all believed that the Wei Long Manor's heavenly dragon was taken away by Qin Yun. The heavenly lion dragon suppression cauldron gradually became smaller and returned to Qin Yun's hand. The soaring dragon state's 3 half-immortals are all dumbfounded. Although their soaring dragon state's long family raises a few dragons, the rest are all young dragons. Although they have a formidable immortal dragon, it is very arrogant. Normally, it is very difficult to ask it to come out no matter what happens, and this golden dragon is the only one they can bring out to fight everywhere. But now it has been taken away by Qin Yun. Qin Yun did not expect that the heavenly lion dragon suppression cauldron would be so good at eating, it actually managed to snatch away a golden dragon. He now understands why when the heavenly lion dragon suppression cauldron appeared, a dragon did its utmost to prevent others from obtaining it. It is because the heavenly lion dragon suppression cauldron is too dreadful, it can completely restrain formidable dragons. Soaring dragon state's 3 half-immortals are extremely angry, but their bodies are enveloped by the blue light and they are unable to budge. Qin Yun's mood is very good after capturing the golden dragon. He flew over, killed those 3 half-immortals with a few saber strikes, and then took away their corpses. Everyone doesn't know why Qin Yun took away the corpses, but they all feel that taking away corpses after killing people is a very good habit. Soaring dragon state's half-immortals and formidable golden dragons have all been defeated. This caused the entire Wei Long Manor to sink into incomparable fear. The Wei Long Manor suddenly trembled. Someone opened the barrier protecting the manor. As soon as the barrier opened, a large group of people ran away like frightened mice. This luxurious and ancient manor became completely empty in a short period of time. All the people inside have run away. Everyone sighed endlessly looking at this scene. They did not expect that they would be able to witness the destruction of proud Star State's long family with their own eyes. They are looking at Qin Yun and Lan Suyao in the sky. They feel that they are very mysterious and dreadful. Especially Lan Suyao, she did not say anything, but her pair of dark blue eyes possess heaven-defying power. It can make people unable to budge. Qin Yun looked at the empty Wei Long manor below and sighed in his heart because he was unable to take back Long Qiaofeng's martial spirit. Long Qiaofeng's dragon martial spirit has dragon totem carved on it. It is an incomparably precious martial spirit, and it has already been delivered to Soaring Dragon State's Long family. Luckily, Lan Suyao also wants to go to Soaring Dragon State. Qin Yun felt a lot relieved thinking about Lan Suyao's help. Lan Suyao's formidable blue sacred eyes are comparable to many half-immortals. Lan Suyao's expression suddenly changed. Queen Suyao, what is it? Qin Yun asked. I have run into trouble. Quickly run away. Lan Suyao said in deep voice. I won't run. Qin Yun promptly said. What kind of trouble is it? Who can cause trouble for you in spirit desolate? I feel that my tribulation is coming. My seventh tribulation, heaven-defying tribulation. Lan Suyao said in cold voice. Qin Yun is immediately stunned. Lan Suyao's seventh tribulation is coming. It means that once she crosses it, she will have to go to Immortal Desolate. Queen Suyao. Then how are you going to go to Soaring Dragon State with me? Qin Yun cannot help but feel depressed. I don't know, I am sorry. Lan Suyao looked at the sky, her expression is grave. Qin Yun recalled that when he refined Dao Lord Inscription Spirit, it seems like he also attracted heaven-defying tribulation. He promptly asked Yao Feng inside Nine Sun Divine Soul's third pearl. Sister Yao Feng, Lan Suyao's heaven-defying tribulation is coming, can she go to your place to hide? No way, if she comes in, the one crossing tribulation will be you. With your current cultivation, facing heaven-defying tribulation, you will die for sure. Yao Feng is also amazed, she said in urgent voice. You should quickly get away from her. Then, why did Dao Lord Inscription Spirit work last time? Qin Yun asked. Lan Suyao is a person, Dao Lord Inscription Spirit is a spirit body, it is not the same. The heaven-defying tribulation triggered by the spirit body is only symbolic. You should quickly get away from her. Yao Feng urged. Quickly get away from her. Lan Suyao promptly grabbed Qin Yun, released formidable power and vigorously threw Qin Yun to a distant place. At the same time, a black cloud suddenly appeared in the sky. Rumble! Violent thunder filled with baleful aura flickered like a huge mountain and enveloped Lan Suyao. Other half-immortals saw this scene and their faces turned pale in fright. Qin Yun, quickly run! Jian Shitian pulled Qin Yun and Jian Nanhu and promptly flew away. This is heaven-defying tribulation, quickly run! Vile woman, you are about to cross tribulation, why are you running around? This will cause people to die. Did you see, those half-immortals are so scared that their souls flew away and scattered, they are even more scared than us. You don't know, those half-immortals are suppressing their cultivation, they are afraid of attracting tribulation. But now they are so close to the heaven-defying tribulation, it is very easy for them to trigger their own tribulation. While a large group of people are flying away, they cannot help but look behind them. This piece of land is already shrouded in black clouds, but the place where Lan Suyao is, the violent blue thunder and lightning are dropping down like a waterfall, they are sending out violent and ferocious air waves, destroying all the big and small mountains in the vicinity. Dense and thick thunder and lightning are filled with death and destruction aura, they are frantically smashing down, it is as if they want to pierce through the earth, it is extremely dreadful. Those half-immortals and martial emperors in the distance sensed this dreadful energy aura, their hearts are madly thumping in fear. This is the might of the seventh tribulation. Too dreadful, that woman can actually endure until now. If it were me, I would have been blasted into dregs. As long as she is not dead, the heaven-defying tribulation will not disperse? I originally wanted to cross the second tribulation, but now it seems like I should forget about it. Many half-immortals are filled with fear, looking at the exploding blue light rays in the distance. They sighed and said, Lan Suyao cannot accompany Qin Yun to soaring dragon state. Although Qin Yun is somewhat gloomy, he is now even more worried about Lan Suyao's safety. Chapter 8:14. Mystery of Sacred Pupil. Qin Yun is very worried about Lan Suyao. Her injuries have just healed and now she is facing such a dangerous challenge. On top of that, she must have consumed a lot of energy to deal with those people. Jian Shitian and others' expression are grave. Fear flickered in their eyes because the tribulation power ahead is truly too dreadful. Qin Yun asked in low voice, Sword Sect Master, what do you know about this heaven-defying tribulation? He remembers that when he refined Tao Lord Inscription Spirit, it also triggered a heaven-defying tribulation. But compared to the tribulation power triggered by Lan Suyao, it was much weaker. Different people trigger different half-immortal tribulation. Some people have good luck and trigger very weak half-immortal tribulation. And Lan Suyao's half-immortal tribulation should be the strongest kind. Jian Shitian said. Strongest. Qin Yun looked at the distance in amazement. Those light curtains are unceasingly falling down. Those light screens were formed by the combination of thunder and lightning. This is what I determined according to the records in ancient books. Ancient books have recorded the might of some heaven-defying tribulation, they also have detailed descriptions of it. But there has never been a situation like Lan Suyao's. Jian Shitian let out a long sigh and said, Lan Suyao is indeed very strong, she can actually resist for so long. Qin Yun thought that Lan Suyao's cultivation is not very high. He did not expect that she is actually peak half-immortal. Xiao Yun, Lan Suyao has sacred pupil. It can make her body very strong and has very strong recovery power. She can endure for so long, it means that she can certainly endure until the end. Ling Yuner said. Tribulation thunder did not stop at the distance, it kept falling down unceasingly. So much energy is provided by the heaven and earth to condense into tribulation thunder. 2 hours passed by. The black clouds shrouding the sky also gradually dissipated. Tribulation thunder wreaked havoc on the ground, finally calmed down. The place where the tribulation is happening is still shrouded in thick smoke and dust. That smoke and dust was suddenly blown away by a burst of gale. It is Qin Yun who rushed over. Wei Long Manor and the mountains in the vicinity have completely disappeared. Moreover, there is an incomparably huge crater on the ground. Spectators at the distance repeatedly exclaimed in admiration. A faint blue light flickered above the pit. Qin Yun rushed into the blue light and saw Lan Suyao riddled with scars. Her clothes have already been destroyed, her injured body is quickly recovering, becoming fair and sparkling and translucent. Light blue immortal energy lingering around her body. Lan Suyao is also very weak now, but she can open her eyes and look at Qin Yun. Xiaoyun, take this opportunity to hug her and then touch her. Ling Yun hurriedly urged. I won't do it. If she gets angry and kills me with one palm, you will also be finished, Qin Yun said to Ling Yun in a bad mood. Qin Yun took out a set of blue clothes, walked over and covered Lan Suyao's body. Queen Suyao, congratulations on crossing heaven-defying tribulation. Qin Yun very carefully helped her wear clothes. The people outside could only see a ball of blue light and couldn't see what was going on inside. Lan Suyao is too lazy to move, she let Qin Yun help her wear clothes. While Qin Yun was helping, he accidentally bumped into Lan Suyao, but she did not react at all, she doesn't seem to care at all. Qin Yun, I will recover very soon, at that time I will be sucked into immortal desolate. Lan Suyao finally spoke, her dark blue beautiful eyes are filled with reluctance. I am sorry, I cannot accompany you to soaring dragon state. You must help Qingqing and Tianzi remove their curse. They are my friends, Even if you didn't say anything, I would still help them. Qin Yun nodded. You should also be careful. It would be best if you increase your cultivation first, Lan Suyao warned. She is also very helpless. She really did not expect that she would suddenly trigger half-immortal tribulation. Qin Yun's brows are creased. He asked with a doubtful expression, Suyao, why are you so good to Sister Steamed Bun and Sister Shui? You just met them not long ago. Because they are my disciples, I accepted them as my disciples, but I did not fulfill my responsibility as a master. I feel very guilty in my heart. Lan Suyao let out a long sigh and said, Maybe I should not have accepted them as disciples. They will surely hate me in the future. Relax, I understand them. Wait until they get better. They will also acknowledge you as their master. Qin Yun looked at Lan Suyao's clothes that are falling open and then promptly helped her pull them up. You are really something. Why don't you care that I am looking at you? Qin Yun curled his lips and said, My sacred eyes cannot turn you into stone. Do you know why? Lan Suyao said. I don't know. Qin Yun suspects that it is because of that strange blood. Then he told Lan Suyao about it. It has nothing to do with that strange blood. Lan Suyao said. Her complexion also gradually became rosy. Then what is it related to? Qin Yun suddenly became very curious. I don't know. Lan Suyao put on Qin Yun's clothes. Although it is men's clothing, it is very fitting. She tied up her messy hair. The immortal power released from her body became stronger and stronger. Suyao, go to Immortal Desolate and find a woman called Yu. Then tell her that you are my friend. Qin Yun suddenly recalled Yu and said again, She owes me something. You will be unfamiliar with Immortal Desolate. You can rely on her for a period of time. Alright. Lan Suyao nodded her head. At this moment, space ripples gradually appeared around her body. Her body also distorted along with the space ripples and then disappeared without a trace. At this time, Jian Shitian and others also flew over. Those half-immortals don't dare to approach. They are worried that tribulation thunder will suddenly jump out. Jian Shitian and others only dared to come over after they saw the blue light ball disappear. She succeeded. A Jian family half-immortal is incomparably envious. She went to Immortal Desolate. I did not expect that in my lifetime, I would be able to personally see someone cross heaven-defying tribulation. This might not be of any help to me. It will let us know how rich the strongest seventh tribulation is. Being able to watch someone cross tribulation is also a great harvest. Jian family half-immortals all sighed with emotion. Jian Nanhu looked at Qin Yun and asked, Qin Yun, do you still plan to go to Soaring Dragon State? Qin Yun shook his head. Not for now. He wants to increase his cultivation first. After all, Lan Suyao is no longer accompanying him. He must consider many aspects. Let's go. I will send you back to Immortal Weapon Palace. Jian Shitian said. Proud Star State's long family has been destroyed. Many half-immortals have died. Even Xian Domain's sixth tribulation half-immortals have been killed. What caused people to be most alarmed is that Soaring Dragon State's golden dragon was taken away by Qin Yun using Heavenly Lion Dragon Suppressing Cauldron. This series of events shook the entire Spirit Desolate Ordinary Realm, like a violent gale and torrential rain, swept through all the major cities of the Ordinary Realm. In a short few days, Wei Long Manor's events have spread throughout the entire Spirit Desolate Ordinary Realm. Many people now know about it. Now it is certain that Proud Star State is now completely under the control of Jian Family Alliance. Soaring Dragon State's Long Family Headquarters is also incomparably furious. Their losses are very great, not to mention losing a formidable dragon. Even a very strong branch has been destroyed. Jian Family's power has finally ruled the entire Proud Star State. Long Family has also gathered all the power of other states and gathered them in Soaring Dragon State's Long Family Headquarters. Although Lan Suyao has gone to Immortal Desolate, Long family is still very worried that Qin Yun will bring formidable people to attack. Moreover, Long family is also worried that Jian family and their alliance will attack Soaring Dragon State. If Soaring Dragon State is captured by Jian family, it means that Jian family will be able to dominate the entire ordinary realm. At that time, Jian family's next move will be to join forces with Ordinary Realm's power and attack Xian Domain. This is what Xian Domain's factions are most worried about. That is why Xian Domain sent people to suppress Jian family's expansion. Qin Yun is inside the Immortal Weapon Palace Hall, soaking in the Immortal Pool, and looking at Bing Xing, who is sitting beside the pool. Bing Xing's pair of slender and beautiful jade-like legs are soaking in the Immortal Pool, her sparkling and translucent lotus feet are gently swaying. She lightly sighed and said, "Suyao triggered heaven-defying tribulation, it really surprised me." "Sister Bing Xing, did Suyao have a past life?" Qin Yun asked. "No." Bing Xing shook her head and said in soft voice, "But her sacred eyes are very awesome." "How awesome are they?" Qin Yun promptly asked. "Sacred eyes are part of sacred body. I don't know how she can have those sacred eyes. You should have also seen how dreadful those sacred eyes are," Bing Xing said. Qin Yun cannot help but recall the blue light released by Suyao and said again, "Sister Bing Xing, her sacred eyes' power has no effect on me. What is going on?" Although he was almost turned into a blue stone statue by Lan Suyao before, he doesn't know if it is because of that strange blood. He was no longer affected by Lan Suyao's sacred eyes. "She also told me about this matter." Bing Xing suddenly sank into contemplation. "Sister Bing Xing, do you know something?" Qin Yun saw Bing Xing's expression, hastily swam over, grabbed Bing Xing's leg and asked. Bing Xing lightly groaned and kicked Qin Yun to the side of the pool. Qin Yun curled his lips and said, "Sister Bing Xing, your attitude towards Queen Suyao is very different. There must be some secret behind this." Bing Xing said, "I am only speculating for now. I suspect that you gave her sacred eyes. Your past life went to the Nether Moon Desolate Domain in Ancient Era and left behind Moon Lady inscription spirit there. Therefore, I think that your past life also went to the Taboo Ghost Town's Desolate Domain and gave Suyao a pair of sacred eyes." Qin Yun opened his mouth wide in amazement and said, "This is impossible, right? Lan Suyao is very old. She must have received your sacred eyes when she was born. The reason why you are not affected by the sacred eyes is because the sacred eyes discovered that your soul is very similar to your past life's master." Bing Xing said again, "How could my past life have sacred eyes?" Qin Yun promptly shook his head. "You hid many things from us in your past life. Even Yuelon and others don't know about it," Bing Xing said again. Qin Yun suddenly feels that his past life is plotting some heaven-shaking conspiracy. "Sister Bing Xing, Long family people might come to cause trouble outside the city. You should scare them." Qin Yun crawled out of the Immortal Pool and put on his clothes. "Then what are you going to do next? Prepare to enter seclusion cultivation?" Bing Xing asked. Chapter 8:15. Accepting disciple. The Xian Ascension Dao Rune Qin Yun obtained can help increase Xian martial realm cultivation. As for the specific effect, he doesn't know. "If you need any guidance, you can come find me at any time," Bing Xing said. After Qin Yun left the Immortal Weapon Palace Hall, he arrived at the Lawkeeper Hall. Granny Ma told him before that he should move to the Lawkeeper Hall. The Lawkeeper Hall is a very large courtyard. There are many large and small courtyards here. Qin Yun's current courtyard is located in the northern part of the Lawkeeper Hall. It is also a very large courtyard. There is a 6-story pagoda in the courtyard. It is Jian Linglong's Linglong Pavilion. He followed Granny Ma here and saw a lovely young girl wearing white skirt playing with mud in the courtyard. She is playing very seriously. This young girl is Lu Jingming. She saw Qin Yun arrive and very happily shouted, "Big brother Yun!" Qin Yun walked over, caressed Lu Jingming's lovely white and tender little face and said with smile, "Jingming, do you also live here?" After Lu Jingming washed her hands, she very happily pulled Qin Yun into the house and said, "Big brother Yun, me, sister Linglong and sister Rian will all live here. Granny Ma said that you will also live here in the future, right?" I will live here for a period of time. Qin Yun feels that by staying together with Jian Linglong, he will have a helper in tool refining. Jian Linglong came out of a secret room. She is wearing fiery red clothes. After seeing Qin Yun, she said with smile, "Qin Yun, Meng Meng is very happy to know that you are staying here." After Granny Ma and Jian Linglong greeted each other, they left. "Where is little sister Yen? Why don't I see her?" Qin Yun said with smile. "She is in seclusion. This girl said that she must catch up to you." Jian Linglong said, "I am also preparing to go cultivate. Seeing Big Brother Yun, I can happily cultivate." Lu Jingming is very happy to be together with Qin Yun. Qin Yun is also very fond of this cute and pure little sister. He even gave her some fruits to eat. Jian Linglong usually gives pointers to Lu Jingming in tool, refining or cultivation. Sometimes, she also brings Lu Jingming to the Immortal Weapon Palace Hall to be given pointers by Bing Xing. Therefore, Lu Jingming's growth speed is also very fast. "Sister Linglong, what is the use of the sun rune that I drew from the sword martial inscription competition?" Qin Yun curiously asked. "That sun rune is very useful. Simply put, it can increase the speed of absorbing 9 sun spiritual energy." When Jian Linglong spoke about the sun rune, she immediately became excited. Following that, she told Qin Yun many things regarding the usage of the sun rune. The sun rune that could increase the absorption rate of the 9 suns spiritual energy had a wide range of uses. It could be used to set up a barrier or carved on a magic treasure. Accelerating the absorption of 9 suns spiritual energy meant that he could quickly replenish his energy. Many array formations and magic treasures had runes that could absorb the 9 suns spiritual energy, but they were all relatively ordinary. If it was a sun rune, then the absorption of 9 suns spiritual energy would definitely be faster. Soon after, Jian Linglong and Qin Yun chatted about the Xian Ascension Dao rune. This was something Qin Yun was very concerned about. "Sister Linglong, do you think it is possible for me to enter peak Xian martial realm by relying on Xian Ascension Dao rune?" Qin Yun asked. "It is possible, but I am not sure how long it will take to break through. Theoretically speaking, the function of Xian Ascension Dao rune is to release energy that is useful to Xian martial realm martial monarch. It can help Xian martial realm people increase their cultivation." Jian Linglong said, "I will rest first." Qin Yun thought about it and decided to try using Xian Ascension Dao rune to assist his cultivation. However, he needs to refine a tool. Before refining, he wants to properly rest for 2 days and then start with Jian Linglong. Jian Linglong doesn't have many good Dao runes. Therefore, after she obtained the Dao rune in the inscription competition, she started studying it as soon as she has time. Moreover, she has Dao Lord inscription spirit, so she has rich experience in this aspect. Qin Yun returned to his room, took out the immortal graveyard diagram, and dripped a drop of blood on it. After a while, Xie Kiru's voice suddenly appeared in Qin Yun's mind. "Sister Kiru, I have encountered a lot of things recently, so I did not contact you," Qin Yun said because Xie Kiru wants him to go find the Nether Sun Spirit. "What kind of things have you encountered? Tell me." Xie Kiru also wants to know Qin Yun's situation. Soon after, Qin Yun and Xie Kiru talked about many things. For example, Long Shenquang being possessed by evil god, him entering the taboo ghost town, Lan Suyao's sacred eyes and some other things. Evil god's devil horn is with Sister Yao Feng. She said that she wants to properly research it. I don't know what she will find. Qin Yun said, "The evil god's devil horn is with her for the time being. If you take it out, evil god might sense it and bring you a lot of trouble." Siekiru said. She is very shocked after listening to Qin Yun's story. Sister Kiru, what kind of guy is that evil god? He can actually become so strong after possessing a person's body. Qin Yun said. He is a very strong guy, he is everywhere. Naturally, it won't be easy for him to retaliate against you. You don't need to worry about this matter. Siekiru said with smile. Xiao Yun, are you getting along well with Bing Xing and Yao Fang? Not bad. Qin Yun said. Yao Fang is inside the 9 Sun Divine Soul's 3rd pearl. Qin Yun feels a lot more at ease. Qin Yun also doesn't know when he will be able to open the 4th pearl. According to Yao Fang, to open the 4th pearl, breaking through in cultivation is not enough. He also needs to improve in other aspects. Sister Kiru, what's going on with Su Yao's sacred eyes? Sister Bing Xing said that it is highly possible that they were given to her by my past life. Qin Yun curiously asked. Wait until we go to Immortal Desolate, we will naturally understand. Siekiru said. Xiao Yun, since you want to go to Soaring Dragon State, then don't go look for Nether Sun Spirit first. Wait until your matter is settled. It is not good to drag on that curse for too long, we must quickly help those 2 girls remove the curse. Qin Yun also has this plan. He asked, Sister Kiru, if we want to capture an immortal dragon, how do we capture it? If Soaring Dragon State's long family truly has an immortal dragon, even someone who just became immortal would find it difficult to defeat it. If you want to capture that immortal dragon, first you must injure it and then use the Heavenly Lion Dragon Suppressing Cauldron. Siekiru said. A3. It seems like it will be very difficult to capture that immortal dragon. Qin Yun feels that it is somewhat regretful. If you really want to capture that immortal dragon, you can ask Yume for help. Siekiru said with smile. Yume's past life was very good at capturing dragons. Qin Yun did not expect that Xiao Yume would have this kind of ability. Alright, I will go find her, Qin Yun said. Qin Yun and Siekiru cut off communication and went to rest. Next morning, Qin Yun woke up and went to find Jian Linglong. Let's go, we will go refine tools to assist Xian martial realm cultivation, Jian Linglong said with smile. This is also what Qin Yun agreed with her. Jian Linglong is a martial emperor, she has a lot of refining materials. With her strength, the materials she can refine are also very good, they can allow people to refine even better Dao tools. You just help from the side, I will finish the main task. Jian Linglong took out a large pile of materials, they are all snow-white long brick. Qin Yun went over and knocked on those long bricks and asked, What are these things? This is a king-tier material, Vajra King Jade. Jian Linglong said somewhat proudly. When I was in the Sword Immortal Pavilion, although I didn't get any good Dao runes, I was still able to get this kind of good material. The Sword Immortal Pavilion often gave Jian Linglong many good materials to keep her. Qin Yun said with somewhat embarrassed smile, Sister Linglong, I made you spend a lot of money. Jian Linglong pinched Qin Yun's face and said with smile, Xiao Yun, why are you being so polite with me? The biggest advantage of this Vajra King Jade is that it can store a lot of energy. Tools to assist other people's cultivation need to store a lot of energy. Qin Yun nodded and said, This kind of material is definitely not easy to refine, right? Jian Linglong said, If it was in the Sword Immortal Pavilion, it would be somewhat difficult, but it is different here. Immortal Weapon City has a lot of immortal origins, they can condense very strong immortal flame, and it is relatively easy to refine. Jian Linglong's pagoda is also in a position where it can absorb a large amount of immortal energy from immortal origin. She took out a cauldron, inside the secret room, she can directly absorb immortal energy from immortal origin into the cauldron. Xiao Yun, this cauldron is carved with 9 condensing sun rune. Now it can also absorb 9 types of immortal energy. Jian Linglong said. Qin Yun also suddenly sensed that the cauldron is burning with intense, immortal flame. Jian Linglong began putting the Vajra King Jade inside. Qin Yun is only watching from the side. He can't help much in refining this kind of material. Under the burning of the immortal flame, the Vajra King Jade very quickly melted and softened. Jian Linglong also took out the Vajra King Jade to forge. Don't look at how she is a woman. When she swings the hammer, it is very valiant. This made Qin Yun think of Lan Fengjin. She is his disciple, but as her master, he did not fulfill any obligation. He felt that he can throw Lan Fengjin to Jian Linglong to guide. Jian Linglong used 2 days of time to forge a large amount of Vajra King Jade into a 3-meter wide square. One side of this square can be opened, allowing people to sit, stand or lie down to cultivate. For a person, it is very spacious. After the materials are refined, the next step is to carve runes. The main ones to carve are the 9 condensing sun rune and Xian ascension Dao rune. Naturally, Qin Yun also proposed to carve some star and moon runes. Jian Linglong found out that Qin Yun has mastered so many awesome star and moon runes and is endlessly apprehensive. Qin Yun, those star and moon runes you mentioned are from the ancient era. They are the kind that have been lost in time. They are very awesome. Jian Linglong exclaimed in admiration and asked, "Where did you get them from?" "Sister Linglong, to be honest, I am also a sect master. My sect is called Inscription Gate," Qin Yun said with smile. "Do you want to secretly enter my Inscription Gate? I will make you a great elder or something." Chapter 8:16 Flying Xian Hut. Chapter 8:16 Flying Xian Hut. Qin Yun promptly helped her up and said with smile, "Sister Linglong, our Inscription Gate doesn't have much etiquette. You only need to be loyal to our Inscription Gate." Jian Linglong promptly nodded and said with smile, "Xiao Yun, I will take out all the runes I have mastered and share them with you." Qin Yun said, "There is no rush. After all, the future is long. In the future, I will also impart many runes to you." "Oh, that's right, Jingmeng should be very obedient to you. You should secretly accept her as a disciple. Tell her about this matter. If she agrees, she will be a member of our Inscription Gate." "All right." Jian Linglong thought for a moment and asked again, "Sect Master, what is the goal of our Inscription Gate?" "Goal? There is no goal. We just want to collect as many runes as possible and become the sect with the most runes in the 9 desolate." Qin Yun casually thought for a moment and said, "This is a big goal." Jian Linglong's expression is filled with amazement and she sighed. This is indeed a big goal because the number of Dao runes they have mastered is very few. Although Jian Linglong's temper is very fiery and she is a volcanic beauty, she is very polite to Qin Yun. Both of them also get along very well. Therefore, Qin Yun also passed on some star and moon runes to her. Jian Linglong's potential is very great because she has mastered Dao Lord Inscription Spirit. Her talent in inscription aspect is very high. In the future, Qin Yun will need a large number of talented inscription masters to unravel the mystery of the immortal graveyard with him. Not to mention the immortal graveyard, just the immortal graveyard diagram is hiding many mysterious principles. Even now, Qin Yun and Mo are unable to see through the runes inside. The secret hidden inside the immortal graveyard diagram should be a map that can guide people to the place where Siekiru's immortal devil sacred body is sealed. In the next few days, Qin Yun and Jian Linglong incessantly carved runes day and night. They only occasionally rested. Jian Linglong also knows that Qin Yun has Dao Lord Inscription Spirit and Moon Lady Inscription Spirit. She is shocked and also very happy, because in the future she will be able to obtain even more Inscription Spirit. If Qin Yun wants to refine souls, he will need many martial spirits as a foundation. Last time he tried it with Xiao Yueme, he almost failed. Fortunately, he has a dragon spirit to make up for it. Next time Qin Yun wants to refine Totem Inscription Spirit. Jian Linglong and Qin Yun carved many 9 condensation sun runes and Xian ascension Dao runes on the square hut. There are also several kinds of star and moon runes. They are all runes that can assist people in cultivation or can be used to gather energy. This is a very powerful Dao item. Jian Linglong has been busy for more than 10 days. Looking at the white jade-like square hut, she feels a sense of accomplishment. I just don't know what the effect will be, Qin Yun said. The immortal weapon city has many immortal origins. This thing can transform the immortal power released by the immortal origin into even stronger energy. It should be able to help you break through very quickly, Jian Linglong said with a smile. Soon after, Jian Linglong also gave this magic tool a name, Flying Xian Hut. Qin Yun felt that the name was strange, but it was not important to him. What was important was that it was useful. Xiao Yun, use it with Sister Bingxing. I remember she said that she also knows Sun and Moon Heart Sutra. Jian Linglong said. Alright, I'll try it with her. Do you want to go together? Qin Yun asked. I won't go. I want to properly familiarize myself with the star and moon runes you gave me. Jian Linglong stretched her waist and said again, I also want to rest. It has been hard on you, Sister Linglong. Qin Yun said with smile. You are my little sect master, why are you being so polite with me? Jian Linglong said with light smile. Qin Yun left the Lawkeeper Hall and arrived at the Immortal Weapon Palace Hall. On the way here, he also greeted Yao Fong and asked her if she wanted to try the new gadget. Yao Fong wants to see what is so good about it and agreed to come out. Inside the Immortal Weapon Palace Hall, Qin Yun released the Flying Xian Hut beside the Immortal Pool. Yao Fong also came out of the 9 Sun Divine Souls' third pearl. She is wearing a mask on her face. Although Qin Yun and Bing Xing don't mind her appearance, she feels that it is necessary to cover up a bit in front of Bing Xing, otherwise, the disparity between her and Bing Xing would be too great. Yao Fong has 9 absolute spirit sealing needles, but she cannot use them continuously. Otherwise, Qin Yun would not need to refine this kind of hut. The hut is not big, Qin Yun. Yao Fong and Bing Xing are inside, it is a bit crowded. Yao Fong also came from the Guang Han Palace. Naturally, she understands Sun and Moon Heart Sutra. Moreover, cultivating with Qin Yun doesn't have any bad reaction. Although Yao Fong hates Qin Yun very much, she is now gradually believing in Qin Yun. Because being cursed by Devil Immortal Great Emperor is not without benefits, moreover, the benefits are very great. She even suspects that Qin Yun's past life deliberately cursed her so that she could obtain the 9 Sun World Extermination Scripture. Bing Xing often dual cultivated with Qin Yun, she is very experienced in this aspect. Therefore, now Bing Xing is leading the cultivation process. After Qin Yun opened the Flying Xian Hut, it is filled with a kind of strange energy. The outside of the Flying Xian Hut is filled with 9-colored immortal energy, and many 9-colored dewdrops are dripping down from the inside. After those 9-colored dewdrops fell down, they were absorbed by Qin Yun's nether Sunday. Soon after, he absorbed a large amount of energy into his body and transferred it to Bing Xing. Bing Xing tempered and strengthened the energy and then transferred it to Yao Fong. Bing Xing and Yao Fong are formidable immortal kings. With them assisting Qin Yun's cultivation, it is simply too easy. Yao Fong circulated the energy transferred by Bing Xing a few times through Sun and Moon Heart Sutra. After greatly strengthening the energy, she transferred it back to Qin Yun's body. Qin Yun sensed the energy transferred by Yao Fong and cannot help but shiver. He feels that his body is almost torn apart. It is too valiant. He cultivated with a few women before, but the strongest among them was Jian Linglong, a martial emperor. Now Yao Fong and Bing Xing are immortal kings. Xiao Yun, these 2 women who hated you very much now have complete trust in you and are cultivating with you. It can be seen that they have very deep feelings for you in the bottom of their hearts. Ling Yun giggled and said, I have to say your past life was truly a talent. You deceived these formidable immortals and made them run around in circles." Although Qin Yun rather hated his bastard past life, he carefully thought about it and realized that his past life was truly skillful. He made a large group of women love and hate him. Less than half an hour later, Qin Yun adapted to the very strong and special energy. His nether sun and immortal devil body are greedily absorbing the energy and evolving on their own. "Sister Yao Fang, did you and my past life cultivate together?" Qin Yun suddenly asked. "We cultivated many times." Yao Fang also answered truthfully. "In your past life, you deceived many Guang Han Palace women to cultivate together with you. It also allowed you to advance by leaps and bounds and become very strong. I did not deceive you in this life, but you are still willing to cultivate together with me," Qin Yun said with mischievous smile. "If you say this again, do you believe that I won't hit you?" Yao Fang coldly groaned and said, clearly worried that Qin Yun would think too much. "Qin Yun, you are shouldering a heavy responsibility. You have to help Sister Kiru escape, you have to help Sister Yao Fang remove her curse, rebuild Guang Han Palace and eliminate 2 great emperors of Immortal Desolate," Bing Xing said. "Sister Bing Xing, if you say it like that, I will feel great pressure," Qin Yun said with bitter smile. "That's why we are willing to help you." Bing Xing lightly groaned. "The reason why you can regain our trust in this life is also because you are our only hope." Qin Yun thought about it and felt that he has obtained great help from Bing Xing and the others. And what he is more concerned about is that he wants to figure out what kind of scheme his past life set up. Furthermore, Xie Qiru also seems to know many things, but she is unwilling to say it. Qin Yun closed his eyes and began cultivating quietly. He tightly held Bing Xing and Yao Fang's hand. He doesn't know why, but he suddenly has a very familiar feeling. Just as he had this feeling, Ling Yun suddenly shouted, "Xiao Yun, your past life's memories seem to be showing signs of awakening." "Really?" Qin Yun suddenly became very worried. "If I awaken my memories now, what will happen? There is only this limit. It seems like your past life's relationship with these 2 women was very deep. That's why you have this kind of familiar feeling." Ling Yun sighed and said, "In that case, I was not a heartless person in my past life?" Qin Yun said with smile. "Your past life's memories are in your soul, they will awaken sooner or later. At that time, you will be clear about it," Ling Yun said. Bing Xing and Yao Fang very patiently accompanied Qin Yun to cultivate here. The effect of the flying Xian hut is also very good, it is beyond Qin Yun's expectation. Late-stage Xian martial realm, Xian Dao power's sharp edge can overflow, it can make Xian power even stronger, it can even turn the formidable Xian power sharp edge into a translucent virtual image. And after reaching peak Xian martial realm, one can unleash Xian Dao power with all their strength. The sharp edge that erupts out is like 10,000 arrows shooting at the same time, it is very formidable. Xian Dao power is the combination of all kinds of formidable energy, mental power and Dao Core's power. Especially after reaching peak Xian martial realm, Xian Dao power reaches its peak stage. Qin Yun can now sense that the Xian Dao power within his body is very frantic, it is rushing out from nether sun and unceasingly surging. Boom boom boom! Qin Yun's body suddenly shook, dreadful Xian Dao power rushed out. This Xian power brought along intense sharp edge, it is like 10,000 horses galloping. "You broke through," Bing Xing said. Peak Xian martial realm Xian Dao power, once the sharp edge appears, it is like 10,000 horses galloping, Yao Fang said. Qin Yun spent more than 10 days to break through, adding the process of refining the flying Xian hut, it is more or less a month. Even so, his breakthrough speed is very fast. Yao Fang returned to the 9 Sun Divine Soul's third pearl, Bing Xing also left the flying Xian hut. "I will go see Qiaofeng," Bing Xing said. "I will go out for a walk." Qin Yun left the flying Xian hut, left the Immortal Weapon Palace Hall and headed towards Lawkeeper Hall. Just as Qin Yun arrived at the Lawkeeper Hall, he saw a disciple whose body is riddled with scars, being supported by Granny Ma. Granny Ma, what is going on? Did our Immortal Weapon Palace have a martial arts competition? Qin Yun promptly asked. No, our Immortal Weapon Palace received some guests from far away. They proposed to compete with our disciples, so we went to compare note. Who would have thought that they would be so heavy-handed? Granny Ma is somewhat angry talking about this matter. Chapter 8:17. Transcending Xianxi region. After Granny Ma sent someone to take care of the injured disciple, she said, Qin Yun, it's best if you don't go out now. The purpose of those guys coming here is to challenge you. Qin Yun said with a smile, They are here to challenge me? Wasn't that great? Granny Ma, are you worried that I can't beat them? Granny Ma nodded. I'm really worried that you can't beat them. The senior brother who was injured just now, is he a martial king? Qin Yun recalled the middle-aged disciple who was being supported. Yes, but the guy who injured him is only at the Xian martial realm. Granny Ma nodded. It was indeed amazing that a Xian martial realm cultivator could injure a martial king. Is it late-stage Xian martial realm or peak stage? Qin Yun asked again. He is now restless. Peak. If you really want to fight with that guy, you can't use your soldiers. Granny Ma said again. She knew that Qin Yun is very strong, but without a weapon, it would be difficult for Qin Yun to defeat stronger people. Everyone knows that Qin Yun has many good Dao tools in his hands. The reason why Qin Yun was able to kill those martial kings was because of the heavenly lion dragon suppressing cauldron and the nether spirit sacred blade. If he did not use these magical weapons, it would indeed be very strenuous for him to fight. However, he still planned to meet those people. When Granny Ma saw that Qin Yun insisted on going, she could only take him there. Granny Ma, who are those guests from afar? Where did it come from? Asked Qin Yun. They came from Transcending Xianxi region. It is also a very mysterious sea region. Granny Ma said. Legend has it that there is an immortal gate leading to the immortal desolate in that sea region. As long as one can find the immortal gate in the sea region, they can enter the immortal desolate. Where is the Transcending Xianxi region? Qin Yun promptly asked. I heard he is in Xian domain. Granny Ma said. Qin Yun, the matter of entering the immortal desolate immortal sect is only a legend. Don't take it seriously. This kind of legend is often true, Qin Yun said with smile. Transcending Xianxi region's people are very strong, moreover, they are very arrogant. When you meet them, you best be mentally prepared. Granny Ma said again. Very arrogant? Then let me teach him a lesson. Qin Yun laughed. Granny Ma only hopes that Qin Yun will not lose in the martial arts competition. Qin Yun followed Granny Ma to a battle arena in the Immortal Weapon Palace. In this arena there were many inner and outer sect disciples, as well as some elders. Just as Qin Yun entered, he heard a series of screams. In the center of the arena, a middle-aged man's thigh exploded. That middle-aged man is a martial king of the Immortal Weapon Palace. The martial stage was 200 to 300 meters wide. Aside from the martial king, there was also a short-haired red-clothed youth. His hands were filled with blood. He was the one who made that martial king kneel and explode. The group of disciples were secretly startled. A martial king had been beaten by a young man of the Xian Qi layer. There are more than 10 people standing beside Bao Changshu. They are all wearing red clothes, men and women, young and old. They should be people from Transcending Xianxi region. Qin Yun also saw a familiar figure. Although that old man is wearing red clothes, Qin Yun recognized him. He is Ying Qingyu. Ying Qingyu is the former sect master of Immortal Weapon City. The disciple he brought previously lost to Qin Yun and even lost the wildfire inscription spirit. Now Ying Qingyu has come again, moreover he is together with a group of transcending Xian Sea region people. He looked at Granny Ma and realized why she did not want him to come. Qingyu has come to Immortal Weapon Palace. He must have some other purpose. He is most likely here to take revenge on Qin Yun. The red-clothed youth shouted loudly. Don't tell me your Immortal Weapon Palace only has this kind of trash? Quickly let Qin Yun come out. I want to defeat this genius with false reputation. Qin Yun has been in seclusion for a month. Soaring Dragon State's long family people came to Immortal Weapon City, but they only made noise outside the city. They did not dare to enter. Apart from this, Qin Yun's deeds have spread throughout the entire spirit desolate ordinary realm. Many famous geniuses came to challenge Qin Yun. But all of them were rejected by Bao Changshu. This time Qingyu brought a group of transcending Xian Sea region people. Bao Changshu originally wanted to let his disciples exchange pointers with these people in a friendly manner. But who would have thought that these transcending Xian Sea region people are not friendly at all, moreover their strength is truly dreadful. Qingyu yelled. Bao Changshu, quickly let Qin Yun come out and fight. Not many of your Immortal Weapon Palace's disciples can fight. Senior Qingyu, long time no see, you have become a lot older. Qin Yun suddenly chuckled and flew over. Qin Yun has finally appeared. Immortal Weapon Palace's disciples immediately let out a burst of cheers. Their confidence has increased a lot. Qin Yun. Haha, finally we meet again. I have become a bit older, but you have also become stronger. You actually exterminated proud Star State's long family. I heard you even captured a golden dragon. Qingyu saw Qin Yun arrive and promptly said with smile. When the red-clothed youth on the stage saw Qin Yun arrive, he immediately flew over. He had short hair and a slightly long face. He looked rather handsome and his face was filled with arrogance. Qin Yun, quickly spar with me. If you lose, hand over that dragon and heavenly lion dragon suppressing cauldron to me. The red-clothed youth saw Qin Yun and proudly shouted. Then if you lose, what will you give me? Qin Yun said with smile. You don't seem to have anything. What will you take out to bet with me? I will not lose. If I lose, I will cut off my own arm. The red-clothed youth shouted in cold voice. You cutting off your own arm is not even worth a fart to me. Your arm is not even worth dragon poop, and you still want to use it to bet my golden dragon and heavenly lion dragon suppressing cauldron? Keep dreaming. Qin Yun laughed loudly and said, You are looking down on me? I will make you regret it. The red-clothed youth immediately became extremely angry. He released a red Xian Dao power from his body and rushed towards Qin Yun like a dragon roar. Bao Changshu promptly stood in front of Qin Yun and lightly waved his hand to block the aura. Qin Yun knows that Qingyu brought people to compete with him to win his heavenly lion dragon suppressing cauldron and the dragon inside. The heavenly lion dragon suppressing cauldron has many kinds of heavenly lion totems on it. It is incomparably rare. Qingyu has always been thinking about it. Qin Yun, we have indeed come here for your heavenly lion dragon suppressing cauldron. Tell me, what do you want us to take out to make you agree to go up on stage? Qingyu asked. First take out your things, let me see if they are worth it or not. Qin Yun said. All the Immortal Weapon Palace disciples present recalled the wildfire inscription spirit Qin Yun used to win against Qingyu. If Qingyu wants to win Qin Yun's things, he must take out something equivalent to the wildfire inscription spirit. An old man beside Qingyu took out a bright red thing. It looks like a heart, moreover it is beating very normally. But looking carefully, it is not a heart, rather it is a kind of fruit. On the surface of this fruit there are many naturally formed marvelous runes. These are runes. Naturally formed fruits with runes growing on them are certainly very precious. This is Martial King Rune Heart Fruit. Eat one and you will become a Martial King. The old man said, This kind of fruit can only be grown in our transcending Xian Sea region. It takes millions of years to bear fruit. You only need Xian Martial Realm. no matter initial stage, mid-stage or late stage, eat one and you will become a martial king. The red-clothed old man's words immediately caused many Xian martial realm martial monarchs to boil with excitement. It wasn't easy for them to cultivate to the martial king realm. However, eating this kind of fruit and you will become a martial king, this sounds too exaggerated. Qin Yun curiously looked at the red-clothed youth and asked, "Is he peak Xian martial realm? Why doesn't he eat this fruit to become a martial king?" His doubt is not without reason. Such a good thing, why don't they give it to their own people to eat, instead they take it out to gamble? The red-clothed youth said with sneer, "Because I don't need to eat this kind of thing to become a martial king." Qingyu said, "This kind of fruit is very rare and has great value. Our disciples don't eat it because they can quickly become martial kings. If they keep it, they will be able to display even greater value." Qin Yun said with smile, "I can also become a martial king, why would I want this kind of fruit? This kind of fruit that is useless to me wants to compete with my dragon-suppressing cauldron?" This caused transcending Xian Sea region's people to feel somewhat embarrassed. This fruit is indeed not very useful to a genius like Qin Yun. Qin Yun's heavenly lion dragon suppressing cauldron is the bane of dragons. There is only one item that can easily capture a dragon. If you can't take out anything good, then I'm going back to sleep. Qin Yun yawned, then turned around to leave. This infuriated the red-clothed youth. The young and vigorous him wanted to defeat Qin Yun and become famous in the spirit-desolate land. It must be known that Qin Yun's great name has already spread to Xian domain. Soon, even transcending Xian Sea region will know about him. If he defeated Qin Yun, not only would he obtain his heavenly lion dragon suppression cauldron, he would also become famous. "Wait, we'll also use a sun rune to bet with you," the red-clothed old man said. "That sun rune is called the sky-raising sun rune. It's a type of sun rune that allows magical weapons to possess even higher strength. Using it to set up a formation, it can also allow the formation boundary to possess the power of a mountain." Sky-raising sun rune and martial king runic heart fruit. Good. Hearing the sun rune, Qin Yun's eyes shone. Jian Linglong promptly pulled Qin Yun and said in low voice, "Xiao Yun, this sky-raising sun rune is far inferior compared to your heavenly lion dragon suppression cauldron. It is far inferior, but I won't lose. Therefore, he is giving me the sky-raising sun rune for free." Qin Yun said with mischievous smile. "You guys, how can you be so confident? You all think you are going to win?" Jian Linglong lightly groaned and said. Qin Yun lightly flew over and arrived on the battle stage. The red-clothed youth also revealed proud smile on his face and flew over. Chapter 8:18 Lion King Cannon. After Qin Yun arrived at the battle stage, many disciples started cheering one after another. Immortal Weapon City's disciples are very confident in Qin Yun's strength. They all shouted and cheered for Qin Yun. That red-clothed youth looked at Qin Yun, whose face is filled with smile, and felt very uncomfortable in his heart. Bao Changshu also opened the barrier. He knows Qin Yun's strength. If he does not properly defend, the battle stage will surely be destroyed. "Qin Yun, Long Shenquang died in your hands, right?" the red-clothed youth said with sneer. "Don't think that just because you defeated Long Shenquang, you are the strongest in Xian martial realm. Let me tell you, that trash Long Shenquang was also defeated by me." This caused Qin Yun to be somewhat surprised, not because of the red-clothed youth's strength, but because he actually fought against Long Shenquang. Long Shenquang's strongest power was when he was possessed by evil god. The Long Shenquang that the red-clothed youth defeated was also the weakest. Long Shenquang was originally trash. Defeating him is not something worth showing off. Qin Yun indifferently said. "Today you will also be defeated," the red-clothed youth said in a wild and tyrannical manner. "You seem very confident," Qin Yun said. "That is because you are not strong at all. I defeated 2 of your martial kings before, it was as easy as blowing off dust. Defeating you is even easier, the red-clothed youth said with sneer. Your heavenly lion-dragon suppressing cauldron will be mine very soon. Qin Yun laughed loudly. All right, it seems like you have never experienced despair. The red-clothed youth also laughed loudly and said, Today, I will let you experience despair, arrogant guy. The arrogant and conceited one is you, not me. Qin Yun shook his head and laughed. After Bao Changshu finished setting up the barrier, he yelled, All of you get ready, I will count to 10 and the battle will begin immediately. When the battle is about to begin, Qin Yun promptly maintained a distance of more than 100 meters from the red-clothed youth. Qin Yun doesn't know much about this red-clothed youth, so he doesn't dare to get too close to avoid suffering a loss if he doesn't have enough time to react. After Bao Changshu counted to 10, the battle began. The red-clothed youth immediately transformed into a red light and arrived in front of Qin Yun in the blink of an eye. One of his arms also became very thick. That arm transformed into the ferocious mouth of a shark. It was completely red and emitted a red light. It was very frightening. This group of people came from the transcending Xianxi region. Because of the environment, their martial spirits are somewhat related to sea beasts. The red-clothed youth's martial soul looked like a shark martial soul. Red shark martial spirit? This is a variant martial soul. While Qin Yun was alarmed, a black heavenly lion head appeared on his arm. It let out a roar and struck out. Boom! The 2 fists collided. The mighty heavenly lion's head and the ferocious shark's head collided, and a black and red aura burst out. Qin Yun and the red-clothed youth's Xian Dao power sharpness also shattered instantly. Both of them retreated dozens of meters. Qin Yun had also roughly figured out the red-dressed youth's strength. The red-clothed youth is also secretly apprehensive. Qin Yun's strength is much more valiant than he imagined. Qingyu watched from the side and said with smile, Qin Yun cannot defeat that shark brat. That shark brat's martial spirit is a variant martial spirit, moreover he has grasped a very formidable variant divine ability. Red variant martial spirit will gradually become stronger along with the increase of one's cultivation. As for its specific use, it is very mysterious. Qin Yun still doesn't understand the power of this martial spirit. The red-clothed youth vigorously took a step. A huge and dreadful sea tornado suddenly appeared behind him. This kind of sea tornado is very common in the sea. But now it has been released by the red-clothed youth. Moreover, it is filled with divine ability power. This is clearly a divine ability. Walala! While the sea tornado is rotating, it also released a large amount of water. Several berserk sea tornadoes frantically rotated and converged towards Qin Yun from all direction. At the same time, the red-clothed youth also rushed into the sea tornado and disappeared. Those spectating disciples have their eyes opened wide. They have never seen this kind of fighting style before. The red-clothed youth entered a sea tornado, and then came out from another one. Crash! A huge malevolent red shark, its body is 20 to 30 meters long, came out from the sea tornado and rushed towards Qin Yun. Those sea tornadoes are like huge pillars, they are gathering bit by bit, releasing violent wind and strong suction power. Qin Yun is surrounded. The gale and suction power have made him somewhat sluggish. He did not have enough time to react, and the red shark suddenly rushed out and bit his arm. Ah! Qin Yun screamed in pain. His arm is also bleeding. Bastard! Qin Yun loudly roared and attacked with Extinction Dragon Palm. The roaring palm wind is like a huge wave that overflowed to the heaven. Its momentum is shocking and it exploded on the red shark. The red shark exploded after being hit by the palm and turned into a red gale that engulfed all direction. Although Qin Yun's arm has been bitten, it has not been torn off. Its toughness is shocking. Divine ability? I also know. Qin Yun's body slightly swayed. Transparent ripples spread out from his body like water ripples. This is earthquake divine ability power. Earthquake divine ability burst out, ferocious vibration power spread all around. Hua hua hua, the sea tornadoes that are slowly gathering from all direction are simultaneously destroyed by the ferocious vibration power and turned into a large amount of water that fell down. The red-clothed youth hiding inside the sea tornado has also been exposed. The battle stage has also been submerged by a large amount of sea water. That red-clothed youth also promptly hid inside the sea water. Qin Yun promptly floated in the sky and spread his arms. Hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo, a large amount of black flame appeared and enveloped the sky. This is the black flame released by Nether Sun and then released by Immortal Devil Body. This flame contains a thread of immortal power. The flame that densely covered the sky suddenly produced a scorching hot power that pressed down and caused the sea water to boil. The red-clothed youth suddenly jumped out of the water like a fish. Bastard! The red-clothed youth did not expect that his divine ability would not be able to deal with Qin Yun. Only now did he realize Qin Yun's strength. When Qin Yun saw the red-clothed youth charging at him like a red shark, he immediately released his divine ability power, suffering divine ability. He rarely uses this kind of divine ability. On one hand, he is not very familiar with it, and on the other hand, it consumes a lot of energy. Just as the red-clothed youth rushed over, he felt a burst of light wind blowing over, and then his body fiercely felt pain. The sudden pain caused him to become very slow. Boom! Ling Yun controlled Nether Sun and released supergravity, which smashed on the red-clothed youth's body. His body cracked under the pressure and issued a dull vibration sound. The red-clothed youth fell into the boiling water, but he is still being pressed down by the supergravity, causing the water around him to be pushed away by the invisible gravity. Now everyone can see that the red-clothed youth is seriously injured. He is lying on the ground and screaming. I concede. The red-clothed youth shouted. After Qin Yun saw the red-clothed youth concede, he faintly smiled. The complexion of Ing Qingyu and the other elders became somewhat unsightly. Qin Yun is very satisfied with his peak Xian martial realm power. He feels that it is not a problem for him to defeat a martial king with bare hands. Bao Changshou and others are also very happy. Immortal Weapon City's disciples all burst into cheers. After the barrier opened, an old man promptly flew over, picked up the red-clothed youth, and fed him a pill to let him recover a bit faster. We agreed before, give me Raising Heaven Sun Rune and Martial King Runic Fruit, Qin Yun said. He is not afraid that these people will renege on their debt, unless they don't want to live anymore. This is Immortal Weapon Palace. If Bing Xing takes action, they will be sent to hell. Bao Changshou said with smile. I admit that your Xian domain and transcending Xian Sea region's cultivation environment is much better than ordinary realms, but that doesn't mean you are invincible. Although Qin Yun defeated the red-clothed youth, there are not many people in ordinary realm who can defeat this red-clothed youth. And in Xian domain and transcending Xian Sea region, there are certainly many people who have the same strength as this red-clothed youth. Thinking of this, Bao Changshou and others yearned for ordinary realm even more. They wished they could immediately kill their way into ordinary realm and take a seat there. A red-clothed old man handed over a box and a beast's skin to Qin Yun. The Martial King Runic Fruit is inside the box. The beast's skin has Raising Heaven Sun rune carved on it. Ing Qingyu said, Qin Yun, don't be happy too early. Qin Yun said with smile, I am very happy. After all, someone has come to give me a gift. Many thanks everyone. Transcending Xian Sea region's people can only blame their bad luck. They really did not expect that Qin Yun would be so powerful without relying on weapons. If Qin Yun did not break through, he might have been defeated. Humph. If you come to our transcending Xian Sea region in the future, I will make you suffer a crushing defeat. The red-clothed youth is very unconvinced. You brat, you only know how to use crafty tricks, you don't fight fair and square. In any case, I won. Qin Yun said with mischievous smile. then walked towards Jian Linglong and left the battle stage with her. Qin Yun is also very curious about transcending Xianxi region because according to legend, there is an immortal gate leading to immortal desolate inside. If he can find that gate, he won't need to become an immortal to enter immortal desolate. Qin Yun handed over the beast's skin to Jian Linglong and let her record the sun rune. After Jian Linglong finished, she very happily handed it over to Qin Yun. Sister Linglong, I want to refine something. Can you help me? Qin Yun said. Of course I can. Jian Linglong also readily agreed. Qin Yun arrived at Jian Linglong's pagoda, inside a secret room. Both of them are refining something together. Qin Yun wants to refine a weapon similar to the Xian King cannon. Naturally, it is not a Xian tool, it is a Dao tool. He also wants to let Xiao Yuemei play with the Xian King cannon. Jian Linglong has many materials to refine Dao tools, moreover, she is very experienced in refining Dao tools. When she was in Sword Immortal Pavilion, she often refined embryos. Qin Yun and Jian Linglong are also discussing how to improve the Xian King cannon. They are using Dao runes, star and moon runes, as well as totems to refine even stronger cannon barrels. They didn't rest for a few days and nights and finally managed to draw a blueprint. Chapter 8:19. The two hunters of the dragon. The Lion King cannon's cannon head is a lion with its mouth wide open. It is also engraved with heavenly lion totem runes. There were also fire totem carvings, mainly used to increase the temperature of the cannonballs. When the heavenly lion totem rune was launched, it would inject a powerful heavenly lion's power. This was a power that could restrain dragons. As for star and moon runes, Dao runes and sun runes, they play other supporting roles. For example, there were the 9 condensation sun runes and the sky raising sun runes. The 9 condensing sun rune can quickly absorb 9 suns' spiritual energy to increase one's strength, while the heaven raising sun rune can increase the strength of the cannon. The Dao patterns were used to increase the speed of the projectiles. As for the star and moon runes, they have some other abilities. For example, there is a kind of star rune that can allow the Lion King cannon to condense star power and shoot out meteors, or increase the Lion King cannon's accuracy. Moon runes can also increase the user's ability. There is a kind of moon rune that can make the Lion King cannon smaller, to the size of a flute or a pen. It can be used for sneak attacks. In short, he carved many complicated star and moon runes on the Lion King cannon. After all, he has Star Lord and Moon Lady inscription spirit. Carving star and moon runes is also a very easy thing for him. Qin Yun plans to go to the soaring dragon state, so he needs to make sufficient preparations. After he and Jian Linglong improved the Lion King cannon, it no longer relies on artillery shells. It can condense energy in the air and shoot it out. As for cannonballs, Qin Yun also refined some body-securing cannonballs or Great Fog cannonballs. They were mostly used as support. If he really needed a very powerful cannon, he planned to use the life crystal of a martial king, martial emperor or a half-immortal to shoot it out. That kind of power was the most terrifying. Seeing how strong the Lion King cannon is, Jian Linglong also wants to refine one. Qin Yun also plans to use this opportunity to increase his inscription level and cooperate with Jian Linglong to refine. Jian Linglong cannot complete the Lion King cannon by herself, because those star and moon runes and totems need a very long time to be carved. However, it is very easy for Qin Yun to carve because he has mastered many kinds of inscription spirit. Xiao Yun, where is your Devil Star Overlord? That is a very strong puppet. Jian Linglong said. There's a problem and it's temporarily scrap. It should be fine soon. Qin Yun smiled bitterly. Qin Yun is also looking forward to the day when the fusion is complete. At that time, he will have an even stronger puppet. Qin Yun is also looking forward to the day the fusion succeeds. When the time comes, he will have an even stronger puppet. After that, Qin Yun and Jian Linglong joined hands to refine some Dao tools. Dao tools are sects, Dao sect, and Dao tools. But to Jian Linglong and Qin Yun, it is not something rare. Because they have Dao Lord inscription spirit and have mastered many Dao runes. To them, creating Dao tools, the Dao sect gathering, Bao and Bao. The difficulty. If immortal weapon palaces, martial kings, and martial emperors have a set of Dao tools, it will be very useful when they attack the Xian domain in the future. Core Long Jian Sect King Sword. Long Jian Long Sect Long. To Qin Yun and Jian Linglong, good Dao runes are still too few. They have Dao Lord inscription spirit, they can carve even more Dao runes on a Dao tool embryo, making the Dao tool stronger and better. However, because they had too few Dao patterns, it was a huge limitation for them. Qin Yun also gave Jian Linglong some totem. Her speed of carving totems is slow, but with Lu Jingmeng's help, she can become very fast. Lu Jingmeng is now a member of the Inscription Gate. Now, Qin Yun has already accepted 3 inscription masters as disciples, Lan Fengjin, Lu Jingmeng and Jian Linglong. He already found Hu Jingxian and asked her to bring Lan Fengjin here to learn inscription from Jian Linglong. Additionally, he also told Hu Jingxian to bring Xiao Yuemei over. Xie Qiru said that Xiao Yuemei's past life was very fond of hunting dragons. Qin Yun plans to go to the soaring dragon state's Long family. At that time, he might meet that immortal dragon. Therefore, he wants Xiao Yuemei to come up with an idea to capture that immortal dragon. Hu Jingxian very quickly brought Xiao Yuemei over. Lan Fengjin is in seclusion, so she cannot come for the time being. Xiao Yuelan, Yang Shiyu and Qi Meilian are all working very hard in cultivation. If they are not suppressing the growth of their soul, they are cultivating in seclusion or going out to cultivate. And because of Xiao Yuemei's mirror martial spirit, she needs to go everywhere to mirror other people's martial spirit. Therefore, she is not someone who can sit still. After Xiao Yuemei found out that Qin Yun is looking for her, she excitedly rushed over. Inside the Immortal Weapon Palace's Lawkeeper Hall, Jian Linglong's residence, Xiao Yuemei is giggling and playing with Lu Jingmeng. Xiao Yuemei also considers Lu Jingmeng as her little sister. She loves her very much. She gave Lu Jingmeng many of her treasured xian fruits and some delicious food and drink. Even Xiao Yuemei herself is not willing to eat those things. Xiao Yuemei caressed Lu Jingmeng's face and said, Meng, big sister will be going out to travel. Wait for me to come back, I will definitely bring even more delicious food for you. And, thank you big sister Yuemei. I will also work hard in cultivation and make myself stronger. Later, I will refine some fun things for big sister Yuemei and some powerful magic tools. Lu Jingmeng is somewhat reluctant to part with Xiao Yuemei. She hugged her and said in low voice, My good little sister, you are really sensible. Xiao Yuemei smiled and kissed Lu Jingmeng's adorable face. Jian Linglong is also looking at Qin Yun very warmly. Let's go. Qin Yun said, then bid farewell to Lu Jingmeng and Jian Linglong and brought Xiao Yuemei to the Immortal Weapon Palace Hall. Bing Xing, who is inside the Immortal Weapon Palace Hall, already knows that Qin Yun is preparing to leave for the Soaring Dragon State. She saw Qin Yun and Xiao Yuemei together and said with light sigh, If only Shiyue would go with you. Why? Xiao Yuemei pouted her small mouth and lightly groaned. Because both of you are very unreliable. Bing Xing is also very helpless. She walked over and pinched Xiao Yuemei's charming little face. Yuemei, this time you are going to face a formidable ancient family. You must be very careful, understand? I know. Xiao Yuemei stuck out her tongue at Bing Xing and said with charming smile, Sister Bing Xing, you are truly concerned about my brother. Don't tell me that you still love my brother? Little girl, don't talk nonsense. Bing Xing's expression slightly changed. She lightly glared at Xiao Yuemei and then rubbed her little face. Xiao Yuemei made a funny face at Bing Xing, then pulled Qin Yun and skipped towards the door. Qin Yun, if there is anything, you must discuss it with Sister Yao Fang and let her give you some advice. Don't be reckless. Bing Xing promptly sent sound transmission to Qin Yun. And, Sister Bing Xing, you can rest assured. Sometimes Sister Kira will contact me in my dreams. Qin Yun replied. Bing Xing felt a bit relieved and nodded at him. Xiao Yueme has already pulled Qin Yun out of the Immortal Weapon Palace Hall. La 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 la. Xiao Yueme hummed a little tune. Qin Yun pulled her towards a secret passage and directly left the Immortal Weapon City. This secret passage was built by Bao Changsho and others outside the Immortal Weapon Palace Hall. It can quickly lead to the outside of the Immortal Weapon City. After Xiao Yueme and Qin Yun left the city, she took out a black eagle with a wingspan of more than 10 meters. This black hawk looked real, but in fact, it was just a flying magic weapon, and its belly was empty. Brother, this thing was given to me by an old man. Its flying speed is very fast. Xiao Yueme pushed the eagle and entered the eagle's belly. Moreover, it entered through the bottom of the eagle. This made Qin Yun feel very strange. Qin Yun said with smile, Yueme, did you swindle this eagle? After Xiao Yueme entered, she said with smile, I swindled him to give it to me. Qin Yun doesn't know what kind of trouble will occur if he goes with Xiao Yueme. However, he really wants to move together with Xiao Yueme. This weird and clever little girl has a belly full of evil water and wicked ideas. She can easily swindle many good things. Take off. Xiao Yueme shouted and controlled the eagle to fly. She has also been to the Soaring Dragon State before, so she knows where the Soaring Dragon State is. She has a rather good understanding of the Soaring Dragon State. Qin Yun sat inside the eagle and gave the Xian King Cannon to Xiao Yueme. Xiao Yueme is very happy. She only wants it, she won't use it often. Brother, I heard that you obtained some Martial King runic fruit? If you eat it, you can become a Martial King. Xiao Yueme asked. Others might be able to, but I can't. This is also the reason why Qin Yun did not eat it. With his cultivation situation, he would need to eat several to break through. He has the Sun-Moon Divine Bowl. Through this bowl, he can grow even more fruit. However, it will take more time. Yueme, do you want to eat it? Qin Yun asked. I won't eat it. Xiao Yueme took out her small mirror and said, Although I am now at the late-stage Xian martial realm, I don't need to cultivate to break through. I am just that powerful. I really envy you. Qin Yun said with smile. Brother, don't worry. With me going with you, we will definitely find a method to break the curse from the Long family. Sister Steamed Bun and Sister Shui will be able to come back to life. Xiao Yueme said, Of course, when the time comes, we will also have to get that immortal dragon. Speaking of that immortal dragon, Qin Yun became somewhat excited. Yueme, do you really have a way to capture that dragon? Our strength is very weak. That immortal dragon is as strong as an immortal. If it was me, I wouldn't have any confidence. Xiao Yueme giggled, extended her 5 fingers and said, But with you, hee. I have 50% confidence. 50% confidence, this is also very awesome. This caused Qin Yun to feel very happy. Soaring Dragon State is very far from the Proud Star State. Qin Yun and Xiao Yueme are not in a hurry, so they used the flying magic tool to leisurely fly over. While flying, Qin Yun and Xiao Yueme chatted about many interesting things. Only Xiao Yueme often talked about the matters of Qin Yun's past life. For example, she talked about her experience in swindling people, causing Qin Yun to feel deeply moved. More than 10 days passed by. Xiao Yueme is eating snacks when suddenly a sword pierced through her flying magic tool with a so sound. After the flying magic tool was destroyed, it lost control and fell down, continuously spinning. Chapter 820. Spirit Cloud Sect. After Xiao Yueme stabilized the flying magic tool, Qin Yun was about to pull out the sword when he saw the runes carved on the sword stabbing at him are rather special. It's a talisman tool, Qin Yun anxiously shouted. He promptly pulled Xiao Yueme and used mysterious penetration divine ability to run out of the flying eagle's belly. Boom boom. The flying eagle magic tool also suddenly exploded. Damned bastard, you destroyed my treasure! Xiao Yueme saw that her flying magic tool has been destroyed. She angrily cursed and looked at the fragments with heartache. It's all right, brother will help you refine an even better and stronger puppet eagle in the future. Qin Yun promptly comforted her. Xiao Yume's mood became a bit better. She quickly looked down and shouted, "It's those guys, let's go down." Qin Yun and Xiao Yueme also promptly landed. There are more than 10 people below, most of them are young people. These young people are all spirit martial realm. There are also 2 middle-aged men who are Xian martial realm. Seeing their lineup, Qin Yun and Xiao Yueme immediately thought that this is a group of elders bringing their juniors out to gain experience. Xiao Yueme is also not the kind of person who would kill innocent people. If the other party really did it unintentionally, then she will only ask them to compensate with some purple crystal coins. That eagle is not a real eagle, it's my flying magic tool. You destroyed my flying magic tool, quickly compensate me. Xiao Yueme lightly groaned and said. Those more than 10 young people saw that Xiao Yueme is so young and beautiful, she is also very charming and pleasant, they cannot help but wantonly admire her. Humph, how many purple crystal coins is a flying magic tool worth? You even wasted one of my talisman tools, you should be the one to compensate me. A square-faced middle-aged man said with sneer. Just as Xiao Yueme was about to flip out, another thin and dark-skinned middle-aged man said, You too, how many purple crystal coins is your flying magic tool? I will compensate you. Seeing that this thin middle-aged man's attitude is pretty good, Xiao Yueme also became a bit more polite and said, 1,000,000 purple crystal coins. So expensive. That middle-aged man said in amazement after hearing this. Flying magic tools are just so expensive, mine is still second class. Xiao Yueme said. Don't compensate them, they should compensate me for my practitioner weapon. That's a practitioner weapon worth 2,000,000. The square-faced middle-aged man shouted angrily. You almost killed us, yet you still dare to be arrogant. Xiao Yueme very angrily said. I don't have that many purple crystal coins right now. I am Lu Shaoan from the Spirit Cloud sect. You can go to the Spirit Cloud sect in a month and find me. I will write you an IOU. The middle-aged man said as he took out a piece of paper. Senior brother, why are you compensating them? This is their fault. The square-faced middle-aged man was very dissatisfied. I know who's right and who's wrong. Lu Shaoan shook his head and sighed. Forget it, I won't make you pay for it since you know what's right and wrong. After Xiao Yueme finished speaking, she glared at the middle-aged man and coldly said, Bastard, if you have the guts then report your name. I will definitely have my elders come to compensate you for that broken talisman tool. The square-faced middle-aged man's expression slightly changed hearing this. He immediately realized that these 2 youngsters have precious flying magic tools at such a young age, they must be from a famous sect. Young lady, I will compensate you with purple crystal coins. Let's forget about this matter. Lu Shaoan promptly said. That won't do, I owe that guy a practitioner weapon, I can't compensate him now. I will have my elders compensate him later. Xiao Yueme lightly groaned and said. I won't hide it from you two, I came here to find detoxification herbs to cure my son's poison. I really did not expect this kind of thing to happen. Lu Shaoan's attitude has always been very good. When Xiao Yueme is doing things, she also looks at people. What poison? We will help you cure your son. Xiao Yueme said. She also knows how to accumulate virtue and do good deed. This. Can you really cure it? Lu Shaoan's expression is filled with amazement. I can. Qin Yun nodded. Qin Yun can see that Lu Shaowen is a very good person, so he decided to help him along the way. Lu Shaowen promptly brought Qin Yun and Xiao Yuemei away from this mountainous region and returned to Spirit Cloud Sect. After leaving the mountainous region, they saw a lake. Spirit Cloud Sect is right next to this lake. There are many buildings built in the water. Qin Yun and Xiao Yuemei now know why that square-faced middle-aged man is so arrogant. It is because his sect is just outside this region. Spirit Cloud Sect is a small sect. This kind of small sects are usually located very far away from flourishing areas. They are like local tyrants. Therefore, many of these small sects are very arrogant. There are even some small sects that only hang the name of martial Dao sect but are secretly bandit gangs. There are also some who do both good and bad things. Qin Yun can see that Lu Shaowen is a very good person, so he feels that this Spirit Cloud Sect can be considered passable. Small sects are very simple and crude. All kinds of buildings do not have the luxurious feeling of big sects. It is as if they have arrived at a poor village. This Spirit Cloud Sect has 2,000 to 3,000 people. It can be considered as the biggest faction in this region. Xiao Yuemei and Qin Yun followed Lu Shaowen and arrived at the third floor of a 5-storied pagoda above the lake. There are actually quite a few martial kings inside this pagoda. Inside a quiet room, a child with blue complexion is lying down. He is about 50 or 60 years old. His skin is dry and wrinkled, emitting a faint blue gas. He is deeply poisoned. There is an old martial king here looking after the child. This old martial king's appearance is somewhat similar to Lu Shaowen. He must be Lu Shaowen's father. Old martial king's face is filled with grief as he looked at the child. He saw Lu Shaowen bring Qin Yun and Xiao Yuemei over. He hastily walked over and asked, "Shaowen, did you find the antidote?" "I didn't. I met 2 friends on the road. They said they can detoxify the poison." Lu Shaowen is a very honest person. He saw that Qin Yun and Xiao Yuemei are easy to talk to, so he believed them. At this time, a few old men arrived. Among them is the square-faced middle-aged man. The square-faced middle-aged man said, "It is them. They caused me to waste a talisman tool. Old Lu, your grandson is hopeless. Don't hold any hope. Now these 2 made us lose a talisman tool worth 10 million purple crystals. We should join hands to capture them and force them to compensate with things." An old man said with sneer, "All of you get out, don't make so much noise here." Old Lu said in deep voice and promptly drove those people out. After closing the door, Qin Yun took out little Jade Rabbit, placed it on the child's palm and began absorbing the poison power. At this time, Lu Shaowen began explaining the situation to old Lu. That talisman tool is not even worth 2 million purple crystal coins. It is not even worth 10 million. They are clearly trying to extort us. Old Lu furiously said, "That guy destroyed my flying magic tool. I still haven't settled the debt with him. He actually wants to extort me." Xiao Yuemei's face is filled with anger. At this time, the child's skin gradually became soft and moist. It is not as dry and wrinkled as before. Moreover, the blue poison on his skin also gradually disappeared. After Lu Shaowen and old Lu saw this, they are extremely happy and immediately thanked Qin Yun and Xiao Yuemei. Less than half an hour later, little Jade Rabbit also finished absorbing the poison. She immediately threw herself into Qin Yun's bosom and returned to the first pearl of 9 Sun Divine Soul. "Here is 2 million purple crystal coins. 1 million is to compensate for the flying magic tool, the other 1 million is to thank you." Old Lu took out a crystal card. "Forget it. It was just a slight effort. I don't want your money, we will leave now. I don't want to see those disgusting bastards again," Xiao Yuemei said. Lu Shaowen hurriedly opened the door, and the group of people outside immediately rushed in. They saw that the poison on the child's body has been neutralized. They are even more certain that Qin Yun and Xiao Yuemei have many good pills. "You 2 caused us to lose talisman tools. If you don't compensate, Don't even think about leaving." An old martial king yelled with evil expression. He is still holding a weapon in his hand. Old Lu and Lu Shaoan are very angry. They promptly blocked in front of Qin Yun and Xiao Yuemei. "You father and son, quickly move aside. That child has been saved. You take him and leave these two to us." You father and son have also thanked them. Don't forget about the talisman tools we lost because of this kindness. Hearing these people's words, Qin Yun and Xiao Yuemei's hearts are filled with fury. Old Lu furiously said, "They are my benefactors. If you touch them, I will fight you to the death." Lu Shaoan promptly said, "They are both from great aristocratic families. Don't tell me you don't have any misgivings in this aspect?" "Misgivings? Our Spirit Cloud sect has a distinguished guest. He is from Long family. He will be here very soon. With him here, what are we afraid of?" an old man said with smile. At this time, a middle-aged martial king wearing golden embroidered dragon clothes arrived. This is indeed a Long family person. The middle-aged martial king saw that the child's complexion has recovered very well and said with frown, "These two are very awesome. They actually neutralized the poison in a short while." "Long family bastard, was it you who poisoned that child?" Xiao Yuemei asked in cold voice. "You are a Long family person, yet you came to this kind of desolate place and poisoned a child. You want to control other people to work for you and also empty their wealth." Xiao Yuemei can see through these tricks with a single glance. After old Lu and his father heard this, their expression became gloomy. "There is no such thing. I heard you made them lose their talisman tools? As a friend of Spirit Cloud sect master, no matter what, I will make you compensate," that Long family middle-aged man said with sneer. Old Lu furiously walked over, pushed those people away and yelled, "All of you move aside, I want to send my benefactor away." "Idiot!" an old martial king of Spirit Cloud sect angrily said, and suddenly thrusted his sword. "Senior, be careful!" Qin Yun promptly yelled. However, old Lu's heart was still stabbed and he was sent flying back by a palm strike, causing him to cough out a mouthful of blood. "Father!" Lu Shaoan promptly caught old Lu. Blue veins are bulging on his forehead in anger. "Ha ha ha ha!" Those Spirit Cloud sect martial kings and Long family middle-aged man burst into laughter. Seeing old Lu injured, Qin Yun's anger soared up and he fiercely took out the Nether Spirit sacred blade. Chapter 821. Long Family's Secret. That arrogant square-faced middle-aged man saw Qin Yun take out a saber. His expression sank and said, "Is this your weapon? Are you not children of great families? Why are you using this kind of broken weapon?" He walked over with face full of disgust, grabbed Qin Yun's Nether Spirit sacred blade and said with sneer, "This kind of weapon." He did not even finish speaking when he sensed the berserk and dreadful power inside the Nether Spirit sacred blade. When he felt fear, Qin Yun fiercely brandished his saber. Poochie! The Nether Spirit sacred blade swept across, beheading that square-faced middle-aged man and also absorbing his soul. This caused the Long family martial king to jump in fright. The other Spirit Cloud sect martial kings became even more furious because someone is killing people in their territory. You are courting death," an old martial king furiously shouted and rushed over. Qin Yun suddenly disappeared from sight. After dodging the old martial king, he hacked his saber at the Long family martial king. The Long family martial king's strength is also pretty good. He was able to dodge in time. Then he fiercely rushed towards the wall, ran out of the room and flew outside. Qin Yun promptly chased after him. The other old martial kings saw how powerful Qin Yun is. They are worried that the Long family martial king will not be able to resist, so they can only follow. If the Long family people are here, their Spirit Cloud sect will not be able to bear the responsibility. It must be known that this is Soaring Dragon State. Long family is the overlord of this place. After Qin Yun rushed out, the Long family martial king took out a large golden heavy sword. It is a Dao tool. But in Qin Yun's eyes, it is a very poor Dao tool. You are pretty strong, I truly misjudged you, the Long family martial king said with sneer. But you are at best peak Xian martial realm. You have no chance of winning against a martial king. As the Long family martial king spoke, he arrived at Qin Yun's side in a flash. The heavy sword chopped down, giving rise to a burst of dragon roar. The golden sword energy is like a gale cutting flesh, enveloping Qin Yun. Qin Yun's body trembled and released vibration power, pushing back the sword wind. Then he brandished his saber to block the heavy sword. Quang dang! A crisp sound burst out along with the surge of air, causing the houses below to tremble. Spirit Cloud Sect's old martial kings are also stunned by Qin Yun's power. They did not expect that a youngster would have the power to contend against a Long family martial king. The most frightening thing is that the heavy sword of the Long family martial king has a chip on it. Let's attack together, an old man from the Spirit Cloud sect hurriedly shouted. Qin Yun suddenly sensed a powerful aura coming from behind him. He used flickering extinction shadow step and disappeared in an instant. Even his aura was temporarily concealed. The few old martial kings who just flew over are dumbfounded when they saw Qin Yun suddenly disappear. Suddenly, they felt someone behind them. They turned their heads and saw a black blade of light flashing towards them. Qin Yun appeared behind those old martial kings and quickly slashed with his saber, chopping those old martial kings' bodies into two. After the bodies of those martial kings were cut in half, the broken pieces fell to the ground. Those old martial kings had to endure for many years to become martial kings. Facing Qin Yun, who is not an ordinary peak Xian martial realm, they can only be insta-killed. Their broken bodies fell to the ground. They are not dead, they are only seriously injured and unable to continue fighting. Long family martial king saw how powerful Qin Yun is and fear rose up in his heart. Just you wait for me. Long family martial king finished speaking, turned into a golden light and flew towards the distance. Qin Yun promptly took out the completely black Lion King cannon and shot at the Long family martial king from far away. Roar! A black lion head the size of a washbasin flew out of the cannon, let out a burst of roar and rushed towards the Long family martial king. Rumble! In just a short while, the black lion head caught up and accurately hit the Long family martial king. Finally, Qin Yun also used flickering extinction shadow step and flew over. The Long clan's martial king's back was struck by the attack, and a ghastly black crack appeared. He sensed that Qin Yun is chasing after him and wanted to dodge, but he heard a crisp sound. After Qin Yun arrived, he jabbed forward with 2 fingers and unleashed piercing mountain-splitting earth finger. That frantic finger power is like black lightning. It brought along dense Xian Dao power and whistled through the air, leaving behind a fan-shaped black energy mist. Ah! That Long family martial king's body looks like it was pierced by black lightning. He let out a painful scream. Qin Yun flew over in the blink of an eye, vigorously kicked the Long family martial king, and sent him flying back. Bang! The Long family martial king was sent flying from far away and landed on those old martial kings, directly smashing one of them to death. Other old martial kings are crawling on the ground with their hands. They only have upper body, moreover they are seriously injured, they are unceasingly crying for help. Who the hell are you? Those who oppose our Long family will not have a good ending. Long family martial king vomited blood and said in fear. None of them expected that a peak Xian martial realm youngster would be able to defeat all of them martial kings. This kind of power causes them to feel fear. Qin Yun flew back. When he landed from the sky, he infused his legs with the power of vibration divine ability. When he landed, waves of vibrating power continuously pressed down and crushed those old martial kings into pieces. Long family martial king also died miserably. He let out a burst of miserable screams before dying. Qin Yun took away their martial spirits and Dao cores, then burned their bodies and returned to the room. Lu family father and son are so scared by Qin Yun's strength that they don't dare to speak. Why are there Long family people here? Qin Yun curiously asked. I heard that there are Long family people not far from here. I don't know what they are doing, old Lu said. His injuries have also healed up a lot. You should disband the Spirit Cloud sect. Long family people are nearby, they will surely want to enslave you to do things for them. It would be best to quickly leave this place. Qin Yun said. Old Lu and Lu Shaoan promptly nodded their heads and thanked Qin Yun and Xiao Yueme unceasingly. Qin Yun and Xiao Yueme left the small sect and flew towards a certain direction. That direction is also the direction that the Long family martial kings were flying toward. Brother, your Lion King cannon is very awesome. Wait until you return, you must refine one for me with Sister Ling Long. Xiao Yueme giggled and said. No problem. Qin Yun said with smile. Long family people are operating in this kind of remote area, they must be looking for something, let's go take a look. We are now in a large mountain area of Soaring Dragon State. The spiritual energy in this area is very thin and it is also very far from the flourishing area. Xiao Yueme said. Nighttime, Xiao Yueme took out her mystical mirror. There are many light specks moving on the surface of the mirror. There are many people in the vicinity. Xiao Yueme said, those light specks are martial spirit. Qin Yun and Xiao Yueme promptly landed in the mountain forest below. After landing, Xiao Yueme looked at the light specks on the mirror and said in low voice, there are at least several hundred people over there. Several hundred? Are they all Long family people? Their number is not small. Qin Yun said. I wonder how strong they are. Xiao Yueme said with light smile. They must be looking for something. Those bastards from Long family provoked us. They will be out of luck. Xiao Yueme brought Qin Yun along with the mirror and carefully traversed through the mountain forest. This mountain is very quiet at night, it seems like there are no birds or beasts here. This kind of primitive mountain should have many birds and beasts. Even at night it should not be so cold. Not long after, Qin Yun and Xiao Yueme arrived at a place where there are people. A burst of clamorous sound came from that direction. Qin Yun pulled Xiao Yueme and made his body transparent. Adding the mysterious concealment Dao talisman on his body, he can ensure that his aura won't leak out. And ahead there is also a very strong light. After they arrived, they saw that there used to be many mountains over there, but they have all been dug out and a huge pit has been dug out. Above the crater, there were several huge flying ships floating in the air. Many beasts are also flying, apparently they are looking for something. Brother, what are they doing? Xiao Yueme looked at the huge pit and curiously asked. It seems like they are digging something. Qin Yun is also looking but he cannot see anything. At this time, a group of people suddenly flew here and there, and many ropes dropped down from those large ships. Xiao Yueme said in low voice, they want to hang up something. Qin Yun nodded. Sure enough, it didn't take long for the flying ships to slowly ascend. A huge black box has also been pulled up. Qin Yun and Xiao Yueme are secretly apprehensive. This black box is more than a kilometer long and wide, it is very large. However, it is not heavy, otherwise those large flying ships would not have been able to pull it up so easily. I wonder what is inside. Xiao Yueme is very curious, she wishes she could go over and open the box. Let's take a look first. Qin Yun said, such a big thing, they should not have directly stored it in their storage magic tool. Qin Yun is also guessing what is inside the box. The surface of the black box looks very old, it must be something from a very long time ago. A few flying ships carrying the huge black box were slowly traveling in the dark night. Many people from the Long family were following them from all directions. Qin Yun and Xiao Yueme are also following behind them. The sky is bright, the few large flying ships also increased their speed. Yueme, are they flying towards Dragon King City? Qin Yun asked. Dragon King City is the largest city in Soaring Dragon State. It is also the headquarters of Long family. No. Xiao Yuanmei shook her head. Dragon King City is not in that direction. Qin Yun and Xiao Yuanmei can only continue following them. Among these several hundred Long family people, there is one half immortal, several martial emperors and several dozen martial kings. Other Xian martial realm martial monarchs are patrolling all around with a small flying lizard dragon. To be able to dispatch this kind of force to protect the box, it is clear that Long family attaches great importance to this matter. Chapter 822. Ancient Treasure Chest. Chapter 822. Ancient Treasure Chest. Xiao Yuanmei's mystical mirror can detect soul bodies. She looked at the group of people ahead and confirmed that none of them flew to the center of the chest. Therefore, she is very certain that there is a soul body inside the chest. This caused Qin Yun to become even more curious. The thing inside the huge chest is most likely a living thing. What are those Long family people doing? Yuner, can you see anything? Qin Yun asked Ling Yuner. I also don't know. But we can capture a Long family person and ask. Ling Yuner said, the things stored in that box must be very precious. Maybe there is something sealed inside, after all it is such a huge chest. Qin Yun is suddenly worried that Long family is planning to release some dreadful thing. Because the Long family people ahead are very strong, Qin Yun and Xiao Yuanmei don't dare to act recklessly. But this is not the way to go. If other Long family experts come, Qin Yun and Xiao Yuanmei won't be able to obtain the thing inside. Yuanmei, I am preparing to attack, Qin Yun said in low voice. I plan to use Lion King Cannon to blow up 2 ships and make the chest fall to the ground. There must be something very important to Long family inside that huge chest. The speed of those flying ships was very slow. It could be seen that the Long family was very cautious about this. Qin Yun and Long family have enmity, so if he has an opportunity to deal with Long family, he will not miss it. If he can plunder Long family's treasures, it is something he would love to do the most. Alright, maybe it will cause Long family people to be flustered. Maybe the chest will be accidentally opened? Xiao Yuanmei also very excitedly yelled. She is someone who is watching a good show, she is not afraid of getting into trouble. Qin Yun took out the Lion King Cannon. He is maintaining a distance of more than 10,000 meters from the Long family's main force. There are large mountains all around, even if there is a great commotion, it will not affect other people. After Qin Yun's Lion King Cannon has been improved, it can aim very accurately even from very far away. This time Qin Yun did not use the Lion King Cannon to condense energy and shoot, instead he put in a pearl. It is a Martial King's Dao core. The explosion of a Martial King's Dao core was very terrifying. Even a martial emperor would be blasted into dust. Xiao Yuanmei saw Qin Yun take out a Martial King Dao core. She clenched her small jade-like fists and said with excited smile, Brother, you really know how to play. Qin Yun chuckled before aiming at the rear of a flying ship. Xiao. The Lion King cannon produces a special power. It allows the things inside the cannon barrel to be fired at an extremely fast speed. Moreover, the sound is very quiet. That Martial King's Dao core flew more than 10,000 meters in the blink of an eye. Its speed is extremely fast. Although a few Martial Kings discovered it, they were too late to block it. Rumble! The Martial Emperor core collided with the bottom of the flying vessel, resulting in a blue shockwave. A huge hole had been blasted into the tail of the flying ship. Large pieces of broken iron were flying everywhere. The interior of the ship had also been damaged. Hoo! The energy wave produced by the explosion also took a while to reach Qin Yun and Xiao Yuanmei's side. The mountains beneath the giant ship were also shaken to the point of collapsing. Dreadful thing is that the energy wave also affected the other flying ships, causing them to shake violently. Boom boom! The flying ship that was hit also dropped to the ground, producing a loud sound. One side of the huge square box also lost its balance. Then, it dragged the other flying ships down with it. Boom, 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 boom. First the large black square box dropped to the ground, crushing a huge mountain. Then a few flying ships were dragged down. Beautiful! Xiao Yuemei and Qin Yun high-fived and happily shouted. Qin Yun also did not expect that the might of the martial King Dao Corps would be so great. It seems like the Lion King cannon increased its might. Originally, even if one flying ship was destroyed, the other ships would be able to lift the large box. However, the explosion produced a very strong shock wave, causing the other ships to also be damaged. They lost their balance in an instant and were dragged down by the heavy black box. Which scoundrel is sneak attacking us? Quickly come out for me. I am an elder of Long family, Long Xianhui. Come out if you have the guts. That Long family half-immortal bellowed loudly. His voice is filled with anger and killing intent. It reverberated through the heaven and earth, shaking the trees in the mountain forest and causing them to make rustling sounds. Qin Yun and Xiao Yuemei are naturally not running out, they are secretly laughing as they watch. Just as they were secretly snickering, the huge black box suddenly trembled, and then let out a dong-dong sound. Brother, there is a reaction, the thing inside is actually alive. Xiao Yuemei sent sound transmission to Qin Yun in amazement. What is it? Is it a dragon? Qin Yun asked. Impossible. If it is a dragon, why would it be sealed inside a box? Xiao Yuemei doesn't think so. Maybe there are some formidable beasts inside. Qin Yun said. In the sky far away, Long family people are very busy. Those Xian martial realm martial monarchs are riding small-sized lizard dragons and flying here and there, looking for enemies in the vicinity. Yuemei, let's capture one of them. Qin Yun looked at the lizard dragons flying above and said, those little guys are too annoying, we must capture one of them. Xiao Yuemei said with smile, do you want me to take action? No need for now. Qin Yun spoke and let Ling Yuner prepare. Not long after, a few meter-long small lizard dragon flew over the sky above Qin Yun and Xiao Yuemei. Qin Yun and Xiao Yuemei are hiding under an ancient tree on top of a mountain. Even if they don't become transparent, it would be very difficult to find them. When the lizard dragon flew over, Qin Yun deliberately released a bit of aura. The Xian martial realm martial monarch on the lizard dragon also sensed it. He controlled the lizard dragon to dive down and enter the forest. Seeing the lizard dragon come down, Qin Yun promptly used supergravity to suppress the lizard dragon and the martial monarch on it. Xiao Yuemei promptly rushed over, took out a gunny sack, and covered the martial monarch. Qin Yun used the Lion King cannon like a club. He ruthlessly hit the lizard dragon's head a few times and knocked it out. Then he ruthlessly beat the person inside the gunny sack. Xiao Yuemei also laughed and began punching and kicking that person. After the two of them had enough fun, they stopped and took off the gunny sack. The lizard dragon has also been stored inside Qin Yun's 9 Sun Divine Soul second pearl. That martial monarch is a young man. His expression is now completely blank. After taking off the gunny sack, Xiao Yuemei took out a small black pill and stuffed it into the young man's mouth. You ate my broken intestines and broken heart pill. If you dare to lie to me or not answer my question, you will suffer the pain of broken intestines and broken heart. Xiao Yuemei's face has a very sinister smile. Qin Yun is also secretly amazed. Xiao Yuemei has such a dreadful pill. He wants to ask her for some later. You are the ones who destroyed our ship? That young man furiously said. Less nonsense, if you want to live a life worse than death. Just tell me, I will start torturing you right now. Xiao Yuemei took out a sharp thorn filled with all kinds of barbs and said with evil smile. Xiao Yuemei is indeed very good at threatening people. You don't act recklessly. That Long family young man saw those barbs, and a certain part of his body faintly felt pain. I will ask you a question now. You must answer truthfully. If you don't answer or lie, then you. Xiao Yueme stabbed those barbs into a tree and then slowly pulled them out, pulling out a lot of tree flesh. It looks very scary. Long family young man's face turned pale in fright. He is very worried that Xiao Yueme will do that to him. It will surely be incomparably painful. I ask you, what is inside that big chest? Xiao Yueme asked. That is a treasure chest that our Long family hid many years ago, that young man said while stammering. I am asking you, what is inside? Xiao Yueme asked in cold voice, the sharp thorn in her hand stabbed into the tree again. There is. I also don't know. In short, it was hidden by Long family ancestor. Because our Long family is facing a great enemy, we dug it out. That young man is so scared that he started crying. His eyes are streaming with tears. Long family is facing a great enemy. It should be Jian family who is preparing to attack Soaring Dragon State. Now everyone knows that Jian family wants to dominate Ordinary Realm, and then invade Ordinary Realm. Just now I heard some noise from inside. Is there something alive inside? Qin Yun asked. This. I don't know, I only heard that there are things left behind by our ancestor inside. Among those things are puppets, puppet dragons and so on. The young man said. In short, this is our Long family's treasure chest. It is for our Long family's emergency use. Then where are you planning to take the treasure chest? Xiao Yueme asked. We are taking it to a secret base of our Long family. We are opening it there. That young man's mood has also stabilized a lot. Qin Yun and Xiao Yueme glanced at each other, then knocked that young man unconscious and sealed him. Xiao Yueme said in low voice, Long family's treasure chest? And it was left behind by our ancestor. That ancestor must have entered Immortal Desolate before leaving. He left behind many good things. It would be great if we could obtain them. We definitely won't be able to take it. It is too big, moreover there are so many experts watching. Qin Yun also feels that it is very thorny. He naturally wants some of the things inside but it is too difficult to obtain. Don't tell me we have to give up? Xiao Yueme feels that it is somewhat regretful. Of course we can't give up, Qin Yun said with frown. We have to take action as soon as possible. If we delay for too long, more Long family people will come, and we won't have any chance. Brother, do you have any method? Xiao Yueme looked at the huge treasure chest. She is very anxious. I do, but it is somewhat risky. How about we enter the treasure chest? Qin Yun said. All right. Xiao Yueme thought about mysterious penetration divine ability. If they can smoothly enter, they can indeed take things from inside. Chapter 8:23. Mystery Soul Body. Xiao Yueme took out her mystical mirror and said, Brother, you don't need to be afraid, there is only one soul body inside. What's more, that's the Long family's treasure chest. It's impossible for there to be anything deceptive inside. Qin Yun thought about it and felt that there was no danger inside. After all, this was a treasure chest left behind by the ancestors of the Long family for their descendant. If anything dangerous was placed inside, it would bring disaster to their descendant. All right, let's go now, Qin Yun said with smile. He and Xiao Yueme held hands and carefully walked down the mountain. Then he used mysterious penetration divine ability to drill into the ground. When they were together, he couldn't use the mysterious penetration divine ability consecutively because his cultivation level was too low and the energy provided was too weak. He was currently a martial lord at the peak of the profound martial realm, so he had enough energy to use the penetration divine ability for a long period of time. Qin Yun and Xiao Yueme carefully walked towards the huge black box from the ground. Long family's half-immortals and martial emperors are flying around in the sky to prevent people from suddenly coming to snatch it. They also contacted Long family's people and asked them to send people over. Qin Yun brought Xiao Yueme to the large black box and tested it. He confirmed that the box does not have any protection against divine ability power. Let's go in. Qin Yun pulled Xiao Yuemei and used even stronger mysterious penetration divine ability power to leave the ground, passed through the surface of the huge black box and entered inside. Xiao Yuemei took out a few large illuminating stones and used her mental power to control them to float around and illuminate their surroundings. The ancestors of the Long family actually left behind so many things. Xiao Yuemei looked at the big and small chests all around. She cannot help but smile happily and said, "Let's go open and take a look." Qin Yun said in low voice, "Yuemei, I heard dong 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 sound earlier, there must be something big inside." Qin Yun and Xiao Yuemei can't see anything in the distance because there are countless big and small chests inside. It shouldn't be something else. Let's open the chest and take a look. Xiao Yuemei opened a chest. There are some armors inside. It's just a spirit weapon, but the spirit inscriptions are ancient spirit inscriptions. Qin Yun looked at the spirit inscriptions on the armor and said, "But because of the lack of spiritual energy over the years, the quality of this armor is much worse." Qin Yun pulled with great force and tore the armor apart. Soon after, Xiao Yuemei opened many chests filled with armors. Xiao Yuemei grumbled, "What bullshit treasure chest, it is simply a trash heap." Qin Yun said with smile, "Yuemei, didn't you detect a soul body here? Let's go and take a look." Actually, using Extinction Spirit Eye, Qin Yun can easily see what is inside those chests. They are all sets of armor. There are many boxes inside. If Qin Yun wants to look through all the boxes, it will take him a lot of time. Xiao Yuemei took out a mirror. After confirming the direction of the soul body, she led Qin Yun over. Along the way, they had also stepped on many boxes. Qin Yun walked very slowly because he is using Extinction Spirit Eye to see through the chests below. "Brother, did you discover anything?" Xiao Yuemei asked. "The armors in this area are a bit more powerful. They are all royal-grade spirit tools. Unfortunately, they are all badly damaged. That ancestor of the Long family should be a person without common sense. He actually placed these magic treasures in such a sealed environment." Qin Yun opened a box and took out a set of armor. He sighed regretfully. Xiao Yuemei curled her lips and said, "That idiot, he harmed his own descendant. I thought there would be many good things inside. Who would have thought that they are all trash?" Qin Yun laughed. "If the armors inside were properly preserved, they would be very valuable. The army formed would be even stronger." Xiao Yuemei continued leading Qin Yun towards the place where the soul body is located. It is not in the middle, rather it is near the edge. Earlier, Qin Yun saw that the chests are filled with armors. But after a while, he saw that the chests under their feet are filled with all kinds of weapons. They are all severely damaged. Xiao Yuemei took out a saber from a chest. It is very easy to break it. After Long family people open the chests, they will probably cry until they faint. Xiao Yuemei cannot help but laugh. Their ancestor actually cheated them like this. Qin Yun shook his head and said with smile, "This kind of big chest should be filled with weapons and defensive tools. We don't need to care about it. If there are other kinds of chests, we must pay attention." After a while, there are no more chests under Qin Yun and Xiao Yuemei's feet. Instead there are all kinds of white square stones. They are more than a meter long. These square stones are filled with cracks. "What kind of stones are these?" Qin Yun touched them with his hand. "They are purple crystal stones. They are like large purple crystal coins. But the energy inside them has been lost." Xiao Yuemei looked ahead and said in amazement, "There are purple crystal stones ahead, but there is no energy inside them." Qin Yun said with frown, "It seems like I misunderstood Long family ancestor. Although this chest is sealed, there are many purple crystal stones inside. They are energy absorbed by those magic tools. The box used to store the magical equipment has also been specially refined to be able to store and absorb spiritual energy." Xiao Yuemei said, But he still miscalculated, the amount of purple crystals stored is not enough. Qin Yun shook his head and said, with so many purple crystals, it's enough to maintain the Dharma treasures for a very long time. These purple crystals look like they ran out of energy a long time ago. They must have been absorbed ahead of time. Brother, don't scare me. Xiao Yuemei's body trembled. She immediately hugged Qin Yun tightly, and then looked at her mirror. That soul body is just a few dozen meters in front of them. What Qin Yun meant earlier was that there was something inside that had absorbed all the energy in the purple crystals. The appearance of that thing was definitely unexpected by the Long family's ancestors. You may be careful. Qin Yun is holding the Nether Spirit's sacred blade in one hand and Nine Sun Divine Hammer in the other. He is also controlling the Heavenly Lion Dragon's suppressing cauldron to float in the air. Xiao Yuemei nodded. She is also holding Qin Yun's Lion King cannon. She is preparing to shoot out a martial Emperor Dao core. They are fully prepared and very carefully walked forward. This area is filled with purple crystals. Because they ran out of energy, they have turned into white stones and many of them have shattered. Moreover, the large chest dropped down from the sky, causing even more crushed stones to appear. Qin Yun looked at the crushed stones in front of him and became vigilant. Suddenly, with a crash sound, something jumped out from the pile of crushed stones. In just a short while, that thing rushed into the darkness. Xiao Yuemei's illuminating stone can only illuminate a small area. What is that thing? Xiao Yuemei promptly took out a mirror, looked at the surface and said in low voice, "The soul body is still there. The thing that ran out just now has no soul body." No soul body? What is that? Qin Yun's expression is filled with fear as he looked at Xiao Yuemei. I don't know, could it be a puppet? Xiao Yuemei thought for a bit, then shook her head and said, "If it is a puppet, who is controlling it?" After Qin Yun approached, he used Extinction Spirit Eye to look at the area below the crushed stones. Xiao Yuemei saw Qin Yun earnestly looking at the area for a very long time. She curiously asked in low voice, "Brother, what did you see? What is that thing down there?" "I can only see a ball down there. I don't know what it is, but I can be certain that it is not that big." "I thought it was some kind of beast," Qin Yun said. "Then what was that thing that just rushed out?" Xiao Yuemei glanced all around and asked with some worry. "I don't know, but I feel that the soul body down there is no danger, otherwise we would not have been able to reach here," Qin Yun said. Xiao Yuemei took out a very large iron hand, used mental power to control the large iron hand, and grabbed the crushed stones. "I can see that thing," Xiao Yuemei lightly yelled. "It really is not something scary." Now, Qin Yun and Xiao Yuemei can only see a ball of light. After determining that it is not something scary, Qin Yun and Xiao Yuemei walked over. They lowered their heads and looked at the large hole. The thing below is emitting very strong white light. Suddenly, Qin Yun and Xiao Yuemei shouted loudly because that ball of light burst out with even stronger light. It is stabbing their eyes and causing them to have a splitting headache. In that split second, Qin Yun and Xiao Yuemei saw a white thing fly into one of their eyes. "Ah! Brother, my eye hurts." Xiao Yuemei covered her eye and yelled in pain. Me too." Qin Yun endured the pain and promptly hugged Xiao Yuemei and comforted her. Qin Yun's eye is also very painful, it is still emitting white light. Moreover, his eye socket is bleeding. This kind of pain is not only coming from his eye, it is also coming from his mind. When he was cultivating immortal devil body, he could already endure all kind of pain. Therefore, he can now endure it and also help Xiao Yuemei reduce her pain. Xiao Yuemei tightly hugged Qin Yun and yelled in low voice, "Xiao Yun, if my guess is not wrong, that should be a pair of sacred eyes. You and Yuemei both obtained one." Ling Yuner yelled in pleasant surprise. They are now fusing together. After Qin Yun heard this, he is extremely apprehensive. There is actually a pair of sacred eyes inside. Moreover, after so many years, They have completely absorbed the energy inside. Brother, it's sacred eyes. Xiao Yueme also sensed it. Although it is very painful, she happily said in low voice. Yueme, what kind of ability does this sacred eye have? Is it like Su Yao? Qin Yun asked. Xiao Yueme shook her head. She hugged Qin Yun and curled up in his bosom. She gritted her teeth and endured the pain. She doesn't want to speak anymore. Qin Yun and Xiao Yueme hugged each other for 2 days. The pain also gradually lessened. But just at this time they heard some sound. They also sensed spiritual energy rushing in. Chapter 824. 824 Chapter 824 Strange and ghostly beasts. Long family people open the chests. They must have many helpers. Qin Yun is worried that there are too many Long family people, so he hastily brought Xiao Yueme down to hide. He and Xiao Yueme have not completely fused with the sacred eye, their heads are still faintly aching, so they have no choice but to hide. When Qin Yun went down, he left a spirit eye on the surface. He left this spirit eye to check the situation above. Very soon the lid of the huge chest has been opened and a burst of noise can be heard coming from outside. Hearing the noise, Qin Yun's heart secretly trembled. He is worried that he would be captured by Long family people. He and Xiao Yueme are currently fusing with the sacred eye. It is not convenient for them to fight. They cannot even use their full strength to escape. Through the spirit eye, Qin Yun saw a large group of people descending. It is daytime outside, intense sunlight shone down and a burst of pleasantly surprised shouts enveloped the area. Long family people are very happy and started cheering one after another. They saw that there are many big and small chests inside. They feel that there are many treasures inside, so they all jump down while cheering. There are many Long family people, there are more than 1,000 of them. Qin Yun guessed that they are people from the nearby secret base. After they landed, they opened the chests one after another. There are many Xian tools, spirit tools, protective tools and weapons inside the chest. Many youngsters obtained Xian and spirit tools. They are all extremely happy. Many of them even put them on. So many Xian and spirit tools, it is enough to equip all the elites of our Long family. After we bring these equipment back, we will be able to attack Jian family. At that time, those arrogant Jian family people will surely be defeated by us. Why do these Xian and spirit tools look so old? After all, they were left behind by our ancestor. It is normal for them to be old. But they are very easy to damage. Very soon, many people discovered that these magic tools are very easy to damage. Those martial emperors and half-immortals have very unsightly expression. Could it be that they were damaged when the chests fell down? Impossible. These Xian and spirit tools are not porcelain. How can they be damaged so easily? They are damaged because they have not been nourished by spiritual energy for many years. A Tao inscription master sighed regretfully and said, "This large chest is a sealed space, spiritual energy cannot enter. That's why this happened." The Long family members who were cheering excitedly just a moment ago were all incomparably dejected at this moment. If the equipment inside was not damaged, it would be a huge fortune for the Long family. It could also increase the overall strength of the Long family. Let's look around and see if there's anything useful. A half-immortal shouted. The others were filled with disappointment as they searched through the items inside for Qin Yun. Soon, someone found some talismans, but they couldn't be used. The equipment and talismans inside had not been nourished by spiritual energy for a long time, so they were severely damaged and could not be used anymore. Qin Yun had also carefully inspected it before and discovered that many of the runes have faded. This is a very serious damage. If they could obtain the nourishment of spiritual energy, it would not be a problem for these equipment engraved with all kinds of mysterious runes to be preserved for tens of thousands of years. They might even become stronger. Many young disciples of the Long family began to complain about their ancestors. Why did the ancestor seal this box? Can't you set up an array outside the box? A young man snorted. You don't know, the reason why the box is completely sealed is to prevent spiritual energy from entering or exiting. You should know that there are so many equipment inside this box that they are absorbing spiritual energy to maintain themselves. If it is not sealed, people will easily see that there is something inside. The ancestor can't cheat the later generations like this. At this time, an old man yelled, "There are many purple crystal stones inside." Many elders rushed over one after another. This is the area where Qin Yun and Xiao Yueme were. There are so many purple crystals in here. It's enough to maintain the equipment here. But these purple crystals were used up thousands of years ago. An old man crushed a piece of purple crystal and said with a frown, could it be that there is something inside that absorbed the spiritual energy inside the purple crystal stones? A middle-aged man cannot help but shiver. Qin Yun's spirit eye has been paying attention to all around. He wants to see if there is anything inside. Qin Yun and Xiao Yueme saw something moving very fast earlier. However, they saw something moving very fast, so fast that they couldn't see it clearly. Long family people immediately sank into a state of panic. They are very certain that there is something very dreadful inside. Not far away, a miserable scream suddenly came out. A young man's abdomen burst open, all his internal organs have been dug out, only bones and flesh are left. His internal organs and Tao core are all gone, blood is dripping everywhere, it is very terrifying. That young man is still alive, his face is deathly pale in fear. He is shouting loudly like crazy. What is that thing? An old man walked over and asked anxiously. I don't know. That young man shouted loudly. My internal organs are gone. Others rushed over and took a look, they all sucked in a mouthful of cold air. Quickly gather. Leave this place. A half-immortal shouted. At this time, waves of miserable screams came out from the distance. Dozens of people looked as if their stomachs had been cut open. Their internal organs and Tao cores were all gone. Xian martial realm and spirit martial realm have been hit, martial kings and martial emperors have not been hit. Although those people's stomachs were cut open, they wouldn't die for a while because of their powerful bodies and the powerful blood in their bodies. Quickly run, a martial king shouted. Many people soared into the sky one after another. Those dozens of people who have been cut open are shouting for help. They don't have Tao cores, they don't have the power to fly, they also can't leave this big box. When a large group of people flew up, many miserable screams came out again. At this time, Qin Yun also saw what it is through the spirit eye. It is actually a spider-like thing, only as big as a wash basin, its movement speed is very fast. What is that thing? Qin Yun asked Ling Yuner. I don't know, it should be some strange creature. Ling Yuner said, You and Yueme have not been attacked, why is that? Qin Yun said with frown. If it's just these things, it shouldn't be enough to make this huge black box produce thumping sounds. After those long family youngsters were possessed by those strange spiders, their internal organs were all eaten. Now they are all falling down one after another, issuing pring sounds. Those youngsters are also extremely scared, they are begging for help on the ground. The group of people in the sky can see that 200 to 300 people have opened up their stomachs, inside is completely empty and dripping with blood. They can't help but feel their scalp go numb and their hearts are filled with fear. Qin Yun also saw through the spirit eye. He is also very scared in his heart. What the hell are those things? They don't even have soul bodies. Qin Yun is extremely apprehensive. Xiao Yueme only saw a soul body through the mirror earlier, but there are many of those spiders. Moreover, Qin Yun and Xiao Yueme have fused with sacred eyes. He feels that the soul body should be sacred eyes. Elder, why did Ancestor trick us like this? Indeed, they killed many of our people and left behind a pile of trash. Should we go down and save those people? Oh, that's right, there was someone who secretly attacked us. Who was it? Don't go save them, lest we throw away our lives. They don't have internal organs, they don't have Tao cores. Even if we save them and use medicinal ingredients to regenerate their internal organs, it will take a very long time to cultivate Tao cores. They can't be saved, just let them die. Qin Yun also did not expect that Long family people would be so heartless. If it was their immortal weapon city or Jian family, they would definitely not just watch as their sect's disciples die. Qin Yun is holding Xiao Yueme, enduring the pain coming from inside his head. At the same time, he is very vigilant because he and Xiao Yueme are most likely inside a spider nest. What the hell are those spiders? They are very fast, they drilled into the body and ate the internal organs and Tao cores in a short while? Qin Yun only saw some things similar to spiders. He did not see how those spiders ate internal organs and Tao cores. In short, those spiders are very dreadful, even those half-immortals and martial emperors are unable to catch them. Long family people are also very unwilling because they feel that there must be other things inside the chest, so they are not willing to leave. However, even the half-immortals don't dare to go down and carefully check. They are very worried that there are even stronger things down there that can kill them. Qin Yun is also scared in his heart. He did not expect that there would be some kind of creature inside that can quickly eat internal organs and Tao cores. Suddenly, Qin Yun sensed a very weak aura approaching. Are those things coming over? Qin Yun is now hiding his aura inside a large chest. He is using shadow power to conceal himself. Stay calm, those things can't do anything to you, Xiao Yueme said in deep voice. Qin Yun can already hear all kinds of sounds coming from all around. He and Xiao Yueme are hiding inside a large chest. There are many chests all around, there are many equipment inside those chests. And now, the sound he is hearing is precisely the sound of those chests and equipment being damaged. Qin Yun is extremely nervous in his heart. He is already prepared to take out the heavenly lion dragon's suppressing cauldron and hide inside. They are coming over. Qin Yun can clearly sense those spiders passing by in the darkness. Those spiders are moving very slowly, they are just passing by. Chapter 825. Dracena venosa, is this a dragon spider? Thought Qin Yun. It's highly possible. Maybe there is something inside, so after many years, the spiders hiding inside have evolved. Ling Yuner said with a smile. Little Yun, these spiders did not discover you, don't worry. Qin Yun is indeed a lot more at ease. Just now, he could also sense that the dragon spiders that passed by him all have the aura of Tao cores in their bodies. Those internal organs and Tao cores have been swallowed and preserved in their stomach. He was also secretly surprised that this world was full of wonders. To think that such a thing could be born. This was also a variable that the ancestors of the Long family could not foresee. Suddenly, a burst of clamorous sound can be heard. Qin Yun can sense that the group of spiders suddenly flew up. Qin Yun hurriedly used the spirit eye and saw a large number of spiders. They were so fast that they disappeared without a trace. They leaped into the air and charged towards the two middle-aged men who were descending. The two middle-aged men were Long family's martial kings. When they landed, they punched downward. Boom! He is indeed worthy of being a martial king of the Long clan. When he came down, he sensed any movement and quickly attacked. The dragon spiders were finally hit. Dozens of dragon spiders were knocked down and buried by the broken boxes. Qin Yun's location was also affected, causing him to have no choice but to use his penetration divine ability and run to another place to hide. Xiao Yueme seems to have fainted and entered the fusion state of the sacred eyes. Qin Yun endured the incomparable headache and observed the situation inside. The people from the Long family also saw the group of dragon spiders. Although it was only for a moment, it was enough for them to clearly see the appearance of the dragon spiders. Their expressions became very ugly, and they became even more frightened. Those few long family martial kings promptly flew to the sky. It's an ancient poison dragon spider," a martial king exclaimed after he went up. "Ancient poisonous dragon spider? How can there be such a thing here?" After the two half-immortals heard this, their complexions slightly changed. "I don't know. If I remember correctly, its 8 legs are dragon claws, its body is covered with dragon scales, its entire body is pitch black, and according to the legends, the poison dragon spider's movement speed is very fast," the martial king said. Although the group of poison dragon spiders that flew up did not succeed in devouring the martial kings and were even knocked down, they did not seem to be injured. This was also very powerful. "Elder, what should we do now? Are we going to catch the venomous dragon spiders or leave this place? Those poison dragon spiders should still be in their infancy stage. Their bodies are not poisonous yet." A half-immortal hesitated. "But it is also not easy to deal with. Poison dragon spider is not afraid of water and fire, moreover it has very strong survival and regeneration power." After Qin Yun heard this, he is secretly alarmed. He thought that these dragon spiders evolved naturally. He never expected them to be a species from ancient times. Although he knew that the dragon spiders were called venomous dragon spiders. However, Shao Chen was still puzzled. The venomous dragon spiders had not devoured the sacred pupil for many years. Moreover, the venomous dragon spider seemed to be protecting the sacred pupil. Qin Yun had yet to completely fuse with the sacred pupil, so he did not know what abilities the sacred pupil had. Just as the people from the Long family were hesitating whether or not to catch the poison dragon spider, many of the profound realm martial lords in the air started to scream miserably. Then, their stomachs were cut open and the organs and Tao cores inside disappeared. The venomous dragon spider had actually flown into the sky without a sound. "Run!" a half-immortal shouted. The group of people from the Long family also stopped watching the show and hurriedly flew away. In the process of flying away, many Long family youngsters were killed one after another. Qin Yun controlled the spirit eye to float in the air. He looked at the large group of people who are flying away one after another and secretly exclaimed in admiration in his heart. Perhaps more than half of the people from the Long family will be crippled. Poison dragon spider's movement speed is very fast. Even half-immortals would find it difficult to catch them in a short time. Only martial kings, martial emperors and half-immortals were not attacked by the poison dragon spider. Some smart youngsters also closely followed those half-immortals and martial emperors, only then did they manage to escape death. "Brother, I am fine," Xiao Yuemei suddenly said in soft voice. "Are you really fine?" Qin Yun feels that his head is still hurting. "N," Xiao Yuemei said with smile, "we all obtained a sacred pupil. Even though there is only one, it is enough. Yuemei, you are experienced and knowledgeable, tell me what kind of ability does the sacred pupil have? I am still being tortured by that thing to the point that my head is about to explode." Qin Yun curiously asked. "I still don't know for now. The sacred pupil's own ability is very strange. If it is combined with the energy or martial spirit, the sacred pupil's ability will be completely different. Maybe my sacred pupil's ability is different from yours," Xiao Yuemei said. Although Qin Yun's head is hurting, he doesn't dare to rest because he doesn't know whether or not there are still poison dragon spiders inside. Soon after, Qin Yun informed Xiao Yuemei about the poison dragon spider. After Xiao Yuemei heard this, she is extremely amazed and took out her mirror. Qin Yun looked at the mirror and discovered that there was a dot of light near them. "The soul body shown in your mirror is not the sacred pupil's soul body, it is something else." Qin Yun is extremely amazed. Poison dragon spider's spider queen is here. Xiao Yuemei sent sound transmission to Qin Yun, her voice is incomparably grave. Earlier, that spider queen was beside the sacred pupil, she must have been absorbing the sacred pupil's power. Spider queen can't devour the sacred pupil? Qin Yun feels that this is somewhat strange. Sacred pupil recognizes its own master, spider queen can't devour it. Brother, use heavenly lion dragon suppressing cauldron to capture that spider queen, Xiao Yuemei said through sound transmission. Qin Yun pulled Xiao Yuemei back. He doesn't want her to go over and said through sound transmission, Yuemei, why didn't that spider queen attack me and you before? Maybe it is because you took out 9 Sun Divine Hammer and Heavenly Lion Dragon suppressing cauldron. Xiao Yuemei guessed. Qin Yun's 9 Sun Divine Hammer and Heavenly Lion Dragon suppressing cauldron are indeed very intimidating. Xiao Yuemei wanted to go over and capture the Spider Queen, but Qin Yun pulled her back. Qin Yun sent sound transmission to Yao Fang and informed her about the poison dragon spider situation. After Yao Fang finished listening, she replied, "Follow Yuemei's instructions and carefully capture the Spider Queen. There must be something on your body that makes the Spider Queen feel apprehensive, that's why she didn't attack you. Apparently she is still hiding from you." Qin Yun thought about the thing on his body that can make the Spider Queen feel apprehensive. Taboo Ghost Town's strange blood. That strange blood is the dragon blood of Dragon Immortal Great Emperor's son. It is a very orthodox ancient-era venerable dragon blood. Poison dragon spider is a dragon-type beast, that's why it is afraid of your strange blood. Is that strange blood really that miraculous? Qin Yun somewhat doesn't believe it. You will know after you give it a try. When the time comes, I will release that strange blood. The Spider Queen won't dare to attack you, Ling Yuner said. Qin Yun hesitated for a while, and then decided to attack. Long family people have already been chased by the poison dragon spider, and fled in all directions. Qin Yun and Xiao Yuemei still dare to come up. Qin Yun is holding the heavenly lion dragon suppressing cauldron. He is ready to attack at any time. Xiao Yuemei pointed to a direction and carefully followed beside Qin Yun. Qin Yun's current condition is not very good because his head is still hurting, but he very much wants to capture the Spider Queen. Although Qin Yun and Xiao Yuemei obtained sacred eyes, their eyes are still very normal, they did not change color, unlike Lan Suyao's dark blue eyes. However, Qin Yun can still sense that one of Xiao Yuemei's eyes is filled with very strong energy. Hua! A very large shadow suddenly leaped up. Poison Dragon Spider's Spider Queen appeared. It is a few meters long spider. Its 8 legs are as dreadful and powerful as dragon claws, moreover its whole body is golden. What caused Qin Yun and Xiao Yuemei to be shocked is that the middle part of the Spider Queen's body is actually human-shaped. However, it is wrapped in a layer of light golden spider silk, making people feel as if there is a person inside. This is a Spider Queen that is about to transform into human. Xiao Yuemei yelled in shock. At this time, Qin Yun waved his hand and shot out a ball of black blood. This is the strange blood he obtained from the Taboo Ghost Town. After the ball of blood shot out, the Spider Queen's body slightly trembled and promptly retreated. Qin Yun is very happy in his heart. It is just as Ling Yuner said. The strange blood caused the Spider Queen to be very afraid. Qin Yun promptly controlled the Heavenly Lion Dragon suppressing cauldron to suppress the Spider Queen. This Spider Queen's strength cannot be considered very strong, otherwise she would have already rushed out and killed those martial kings. The small spiders she released are also far from being a match for martial kings. Qin Yun and Xiao Yuemei also felt a lot more relieved after seeing the Spider Queen sealed by the Heavenly Lion Dragon suppressing cauldron. Brother, do you have beast governing collar or something? Quickly take it out and subdue this poison dragon spider. Xiao Yuemei said. This. I really don't have it. Qin Yun also has a few pet beasts. Little Jade Rabbit and Yang Yang are pet beasts, but they are willing to follow him. They don't need any beast governing collar. Then quickly refine one. Xiao Yuemei said with smile. Qin Yun curled his lips and said, Your brother's head is about to explode from the pain. Let me touch. Xiao Yuemei stood on her tiptoes, stroked Qin Yun's head and said with smile. Qin Yun and Xiao Yuemei flew away from the large box and found a cave to rest in. Qin Yun slept inside the cave and finally fused with the sacred eye. He now feels that his left eye is somewhat different. It is as if there is a very strong energy inside it. Moreover, it can quickly absorb his entire body's power. However, when he tried to release energy through his left eye, he found that he could not smoothly do so. Xiao Yun, you still can't completely control the sacred eye. It will take a period of time. Quickly refine a beast governing collar and subdue that spider queen. Then let Spider Queen control those small spiders. Ling Yuner said. Those small spiders are very dreadful. They are completely silent and can even devour Dao core martial spirit. Qin Yun thought that if he can control those small spiders, it will be a lot more convenient in the future. He promptly took out some materials, took out 9 Sun Divine Hammer and began refining the beast governing collar. Do I need to use a Dao tool beast governing collar? Qin Yun doesn't have beast governing Dao runes. He only has Xian beast governing runes. However, he has star and moon runes for subduing beasts. Let's try carving star and moon runes. Chapter 8:26. Long Tianji Xiao Yuemei is watching from the side. She can't help much. If it is something like making talismans, she can help deal with the talisman paper. And now, Qin Yun is forging materials. He can only complete it himself. Brother, you should be able to easily refine Dao tools now, right? Xiao Yuemei asked. Previously, when I was refining a Dao artifact, I had Sister Linglong's help, so it was quite smooth. I should be able to refine it myself, but it won't be easy. Qin Yun said. The most difficult part is the production of materials. I still don't have enough experience in the production of Dao tool materials. I still can't make top-grade Dao tool materials. Xiao Yuemei said with smile. Brother, you are still not a martial king. To be able to refine Dao tools is already very awesome. Wait until you become a martial king in the future. You will become an outstanding Dao inscription master. Yuemei, do you want some Dao tools? Tell me, I will see if I can help you refine it. Qin Yun said with smile. Let's talk about it later. Xiao Yuemei stuck out her tongue and said with a charming smile. Lass, do you think that my current level is insufficient? Are you afraid that I won't be able to refine it well enough? Qin Yun scolded jokingly. Of course not. Xiao Yuemei giggled. Qin Yun threw the Spider Queen inside the Heavenly Lion Dragon suppressing cauldron to Yao Fang so that she can intimidate this strange beast. At the same time, he could free up the Heavenly Lion Dragon suppression cauldron to refine things. The space inside the Heavenly Lion Dragon suppressing cauldron was very large. It would not be a problem to store a very large dragon inside. Of course, each of the 9 Sun Divine Souls pearls has a larger space. The space inside the 9 Yang Divine Spirit increases with Qin Yun's cultivation. It is very magical. Qin Yun hammered the materials. He was currently refining Dao tool materials. It was also because he didn't have many materials on hand. Otherwise, he would have gone to refine king-level materials. King-grade materials were needed for king-grade weapons. Up until now, no King Inscription Master has appeared in the Spirit Desolate Ordinary Realm. All the King tools in the Spirit Desolate Ordinary Realm are evolved from Dao tools. A Dao artifact had to be sufficiently outstanding, and the materials used to refine it had to be King tier. Most importantly, it had to be refined for a long time before it could evolve into a King tier item. Therefore, King tools were also very rare. The beast governing collar refined by Qin Yun is at best a Dao tool. He is worried that he will not be able to control the Spider Queen in the future. 2 days later, Qin Yun finally finished forging the embryo of the beast governing collar. The beast taming collar was light gold in color. After adding special materials, it could change its size and could be worn tightly on beasts. Soon after, Qin Yun began carving runes. Originally, it was best to carve Dao runes, but Qin Yun did not have the relevant Dao runes, so he could only use star runes and moon runes as a substitute. He didn't know if the star runes and the moon runes would conflict, but he felt that the effect would be better if they were stacked together. Based on his own experience and his wonderful intuition, Qin Yun determined which runes could be superimposed without conflict and increase the effect. His marvelous intuition is very accurate every time. Even Jian Linglong feels envious of it. It must be known that many inscription masters need to go through many trials to know the compatibility between runes. Some inscriptions, if there were conflicts, then no matter how well the inscriptions were carved, they would still cause conflict. In the end, there would only be no effect or very little effect. Therefore, it is necessary to unceasingly try and finally come up with a blueprint. And Qin Yun doesn't need to, just by looking at the runes, he can more or less know whether they are compatible or not. However, his intuition is very vague. He cannot be sure how compatible they are. But it is enough for him to successfully refine a magic tool. At least the runes will release very good effect. Qin Yun carved 3 kinds of star runes and 2 kinds of moon runes on the beast governing collar, according to his intuition. Then he carved 9 condensing sun runes to absorb 9 sun spiritual energy and replenish energy for beasts. I wonder how effective it will be. Qin Yun dripped blood on the collar. If the beast governing collar is effective, Qin Yun will be able to control the Spider Queen. Generally speaking, this beast governing collar is only effective on beasts. It is not very effective on humans. Moreover, it is very easy to suffer backlash. Qin Yun placed the beast governing collar into the 9 Sun Divine Souls' 3rd pearl and handed it over to Yao Feng. Yao Feng is very powerful. She has already tamed the Spider Queen. Now it is very easy for her to wear the beast governing collar. When she put on the beast governing collar, Qin Yun also established a mysterious connection with the Spider Queen. He can issue orders to the Spider Queen at any time and make it listen to him. But he can also sense that the Spider Queen is feeling very unwilling. Apparently she is very disgusted with him. This guy, forget it, she is mine now anyway. Qin Yun released the Spider Queen. Xiao Yuemei is very happy to see Qin Yun's success. She climbed up the Spider Queen's body. Yao Feng sent sound transmission to Qin Yun. Spider Queen can change size. Those spiders are not born from her body, they are a part of her body. Qin Yun tested and made the Spider Queen become smaller. Very soon, the several-meter-wide Spider Queen became as small as a small horse. Little spider, where did all the spiders you released go? Can you summon them back? Qin Yun communicated with Spider Queen through his mind. Spider Queen did not reply. She is even somewhat irritable. Qin Yun promptly controlled the beast governing collar and released a bit of power, causing Spider Queen to feel a trace of pain from her soul. Spider Queen's body is human-shaped. Her 8 legs look like dragon legs. She looks very strange. Since she is still very young, her body is not poisonous at the moment. What benefit can you give me by becoming my master? Spider Queen finally replied with horsewoman's voice. Even if I don't give you any benefit, what can you do about it? Qin Yun curled his lips and said, If I follow you, I will only be enslaved by you. I won't get any benefit. My life is also meaningless. I would rather die. Spider Queen said again. Alright, what kind of benefit do you want? Qin Yun thought about it and asked. Xiao Yuemei is also looking from the side. She finds this very interesting. I want to become stronger. If you want to order me around, you must give me enough benefit. I need to absorb energy to become stronger. It would be best if you can feed me all kinds of heavenly and earthly treasures that contain energy. Spider Queen said. Did you absorb all the purple crystals in this chest? asked Qin Yun as he looked at the purple crystals. I absorbed all the energy inside. But it is not enough to eat, Spider Queen said. Qin Yun is apprehensive in his heart. It seems like this Spider Queen is a bottomless pit. Xiao Yueme asked. Those little spiders you sent out ate many Dao cores and internal organs. Did you absorb all the energy? No, I cannot directly absorb Dao cores. I can only absorb energy from human blood. The Dao cores are stored inside the little spiders, Spider Queen said again. If I could absorb the energy of the Dao core, I wouldn't be so weak that I would be captured by you. Qin Yun cannot help but laugh and said, It seems like you have been hungry for a long time. Qin Yun is certain that it was this Spider Queen who made the chest make the dong 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 sound. Indeed, you need to replenish energy, otherwise I would rather die than do anything for you. Spider Queen's voice is very hoarse. Do you eat dragon meat? Qin Yun asked. He captured a golden dragon before, but it was killed by Yao Fang. Dragon spirit and dragon essence were taken out, but his body was not affected at all. Do you have it? Spider Queen promptly asked. She saw Qin Yun release a very formidable dragon blood before. It caused her to feel fear. Qin Yun asked Yao Fang to take out a large piece of dragon meat. It is more than 1,000 jin. This piece of dragon meat is golden. After Spider Queen saw it, she immediately threw herself at it and started tearing it apart. After those little spiders you sent out return, give me the Dao cores. So long as you do my job well, I will give you dragon meat to eat from time to time. Qin Yun said. Poison dragon spider has great potential. When it is very strong, it can release very strong poison, and its speed is very fast. Qin Yun, if poison dragon spider is strong enough, the net she weaves will also be very strong. You can directly carve runes on it and set up a great formation. Yao Fang said. Qin Yun is very happy hearing this. I will control those little spiders to follow those people. I will not attack them for now. I will follow them and look for an opportunity to attack, Spider Queen said. All right, from now on you will be called Spider Spider. Qin Yun said. No, I don't want this name. Spider Queen immediately refused. Her voice is filled with a trace of anger. Big fat pig's piggy? If it was me, I would also not like it. Xiao Yueme giggled and said. Yueme, give her a name. Qin Yun said. She is a spider, she runs on the net, let's call her Net Worm. Xiao Yueme very earnestly thought and said again. Or Net Pig? Net Dragon? Let's call her Net Dragon, it is a very cool name. Net your head. Qin Yun pinched Xiao Yueme's cheek. I will do it myself. Spider Queen became very angry hearing these names, she loudly shouted. Even though I am Poison Dragon Spider, I have a lot of dragon blood inside my body. My surname is Long, call me Long Tianji. Heavenly Chicken? Chicken flying in the sky? Xiao Yueme said with smile. Shut up! Spider Queen furiously yelled. Qin Yun promptly said with smile. Alright, Long Tianji is Long Tianji. Xiao Yueme stuck out her tongue towards Long Tianji. I still feel that little spider is very nice to hear. I will call you Little Spider from now on. My name is Long Tianji. Little Spider. Qin Yun pulled Xiao Yueme back. He is worried that this poison dragon Spider Queen will kill herself in anger. Xiao Yueme also stopped provoking Long Tianji. Queen Long Tianji, you should be able to spit silk, right? It seems like spiders spit silk from their butt. Where is your butt? Xiao Yueme curiously asked. I have not finished evolving, I don't have a butt for now. Long Tianji is very angry and said, If I could spit silk, I would have already tied you up. Especially you little girl, I would have sealed your mouth. You don't have a butt. Xiao Yueme cannot help but laugh. Wait until I transform into a human, my spider silk will come out of my palm, not my butt. Long Tianji furiously said. Chapter 8:27. 9-Colored Rosy Clouds Chapter 827. 9-Colored Rosy Clouds. Qin Yun wants to go to Long Family's secret base to take a look. It must be a very secretive and important place of Long Family. Long Family transported the black box to that secret base. Clearly they want to cultivate a group of formidable people there. Originally Qin Yun was just curious. He also knows that it will not be easy to go to that secret base. But now with Long Tianji leading the way, it will be very easy to go there. Soaring Dragon states Long Family's overall strength is very strong. They can contend against Jian Family. Long Family also has many allies. These allies are the families and sects of other states. Because Jian Family is now the sole hegemon of Proud Star State, it caused other states to feel danger. They are worried that Jian Family will attack them, so they decided to side with Long Family. Long Family also promised the other states' powers that they will not invade them and will not endanger their power. But the condition is that they must join hands to fight against Jian Family and their allies. Xiao Yuemei is following beside Qin Yun and analyzing these matters. They are now heading towards the secret base together. Long Tianji is leading the way at the front. I have two goals in dealing with Long Family. One is to take back Xiaofeng's martial spirit, the other is also the most important, to help Sister Steamed Bun and Sister Shui break the curse. Qin Yun already hates Long Family to the extreme. Wait until these two things are done, then we will start hunting Immortal Dragon. Xiao Yuemei said with smile. Qin Yun sensed Long Tianji's location, then he and Xiao Yuemei concealed themselves and followed behind her. This mountain is very spacious, it seems like it has no end. The spiritual energy here is very thin, it is indeed a very good place to hide. Soaring Dragon State's secret base must be located here to make it more convenient for them to attack Proud Star State. 3 days later, Long Tianji took back those small spiders and took out many Dao cores from their stomach. After Qin Yun obtained those Dao cores, he took out the martial spirits inside and gave Long Tianji a very large piece of dragon meat. Then he let her enter the third pearl of 9 Sun Divine Soul and stay together with Yao Fong. Not far ahead is Long Family's secret base. Just as Qin Yun and Xiao Yuemei approached, they suddenly saw 9 colored clouds appear in the sky not far ahead. After the 9 colored clouds appeared, they slowly surged and gradually formed a vortex. What is that? Qin Yun looked at Xiao Yuemei and saw that her charming little face is filled with shock. It's caused by Desolate World's great formation, Xiao Yuemei said in amazement. The grand array of the Desolate World? Qin Yun seemed to have thought of something. This is the boundary between the Immortal Desolate and the Spirit Desolate. Someone used a powerful formation to cross this boundary from the Immortal Desolate, Xiao Yuemei said in grave voice. Moreover, we have fallen into Long Family's secret base. I wonder what Long Family wants to do? Suddenly, a huge beam of light shot out from the huge vortex formed by the 9 colored clouds and landed on the ground. Qin Yun took out a far-seeing spirit tool and saw that after the thick 9-colored beam of light landed on the ground, many people slowly descended. Xiao Yuemei also saw it and said in low voice, Many people are coming from Immortal Desolate. Is it an immortal? Asked Qin Yun immediately. Definitely not. Even if they are immortals, they will immediately be sent back to Immortal Desolate. Xiao Yuemei shook her head and said, They should be 6th Tribulation half-immortals, there are many of them in Immortal Desolate. Qin Yun feels that the situation is far from good, he sighed and said, It seems like Long Family can obtain support from Immortal Desolate. Xiao Yuemei nodded. If my guess is not wrong, this secret base of Long Family was built by Long Family ancestor to communicate with people from Immortal Desolate. Long Family should also have a very strong faction in Immortal Desolate, right? Qin Yun asked. Of course they do. Dragon Immortal Great Emperor's Heavenly Dragon Sect is very famous in Immortal Desolate. If these people are from Heavenly Dragon Sect, it will be very troublesome, Xiao Yuemei said. Could it be that they are here to help Long family deal with Jian family? Qin Yun is secretly worried. If a fight breaks out, proud Star State's major powers will surely engage in a great war. No. They should be here for you. You have the Heavenly Lion Dragon suppressing cauldron, you captured their sect Guardian Dragon and exterminated proud Star State's Long family. It is enough for Immortal Desolate's Heavenly Dragon sect to send people down. Xiao Yueme said. Qin Yun shrugged his shoulders and said with smile, Yueme, this is impossible, right? Heavenly Dragon sect must have spent a lot of effort to send people down from Immortal Desolate. If it is just for me, it is not worth it, right? It is absolutely worth it. You must be their main target, and helping Long family dominate Spirit Desolate is also one of their main targets. Xiao Yueme said. Qin Yun originally wanted to go to Long family's secret base to take a look, but now a group of people from Immortal Desolate has appeared there. Although he is not sure how strong these people are, they are certainly not weak. With Qin Yun and Xiao Yueme's strength, going there is no different from delivering food. Although we cannot go to the secret base, we still have some harvest. At least we know that Long family has sent powerful helpers. Qin Yun gritted his teeth and said, It seems like Xian Domain cannot send people over, we can only send people from Immortal Desolate. Brother, I am very worried about you. Heavenly Dragon sect has their eyes on you. Your Heavenly Lion Dragon suppressing cauldron and inscription spirit are very popular even in Immortal Desolate. Xiao Yueme said. Don't worry, I will be fine. Qin Yun laughed. Let's go to Dragon King City first. According to legend, Dragon King City is the most powerful and flourishing city in Spirit Desolate Ordinary Realm. This is just Long family boasting. Whether it is true or not, it is not easy to judge. But one thing is certain, this city is indeed flourishing, moreover it is very big, it can accommodate tens of millions of people. Inside and outside of Dragon King City, dragon carvings and dragon patterns can be seen everywhere. The children of the Long family were like big shots in this city. No one dared to offend them. Naturally, there are also many fights between Long family members inside the city. Within a huge family like the Long family, there were many open and secret struggles. Although they appeared to be united on the surface, there were times when they fought for benefits within the family, and they almost fought each other to the death. Dragon King City, Long family's headquarters. After Qin Yun entered the city, he looked at the rows and rows of buildings, looked at the spacious and busy streets, and cannot help but sigh with emotion. This city is indeed not ordinary. At least Qin Yun can sense that this city is filled with a kind of vitality, it is very lively. Long family is located at the east side of Dragon King Manor. In the middle is the City Master's mansion. It is the place where the City Master handles all kinds of miscellaneous matters. After Qin Yun and Xiao Yueme entered the gate, they can only go to Dragon King Manor by carriage. Even Long family members cannot fly as they please inside the city. This is for the sake of better control. Only some very outstanding Long family members can fly freely in the sky with flying command token. If they are caught randomly flying, they will be severely punished. Apart from riding carriage, they can also ride flying ships to travel everywhere. This way, there are only flying ships and some patrolling soldiers in the sky. It makes the sky very clean and refreshing. One can see blue sky and white clouds just by looking up. If flying was not restricted, the city's sky would be very chaotic. After all, those who can enter the city all have certain cultivation and can fly. The flying ship was also a tool for the Long family to earn purple crystal coins. There were so many people traveling here every day, and the flying ship was the fastest method of transportation. Although it was expensive, most people could afford it, so they could only ride it. Long family can earn a great amount of purple crystal coins through flying ships every day. 2,000 to 3,000 purple crystal coins per trip, so expensive. Xiao Yueme brought Qin Yun on the flying ship and grumbled. This amount is nothing to Qin Yun. After all, he has more than 10 billion purple crystal coins. Moreover, he earned it from Long Family's casino. Qin Yun and Xiao Yueme are now flying towards the area outside of Dragon King Manor. There are several bustling areas in Dragon King City. Among them, the most bustling areas are the vicinity of Dragon King Manor and the City Master's Mansion. Especially the vicinity of Dragon King Manor, everything is the most expensive. There are many buildings built there. A small room costs several tens of millions. It is not something ordinary people can afford. And the people who are mingling around the Dragon King Manor are also the people of soaring dragon states, great influential families. They are getting close to the Dragon King Manor because they want to make friends with Long Family's younger generation. At the same time, they want to understand Long Family's movements so that they can do business better. And now, not only soaring dragon states' aristocratic families have arrived, even other states' aristocratic families' young masters have arrived here, causing the price of housing to rise again and again. Half an hour later, the flying ship arrived near Dragon King Manor. Qin Yun and Xiao Yueme saw the incomparably spacious Dragon King Manor from the flying ship. Dragon King Manor is like a city within a city. It can accommodate at least 100,000 people. Looking down from the sky, they can see that there are many tall buildings and palaces inside the Dragon King Manor. There are many gardens, there are also many high mountains and waterfalls. It is like a paradise. Qin Yun thought that Jian Family's 2 floating islands are very awesome, but now he feels that Long Family is a bit more superior than Jian Family in this aspect. After all, Long Family has been passed down for a very long time. Their foundation is more robust than Jian Family. Xiao Yueme sighed and said, "If we fight, it will be hard to tell who will win or lose." Qin Yun can sense that Dragon King Manor's barrier is very strong from far away. It is very difficult to enter. Even if he uses mysterious penetration divine ability, it will not be easy to enter. Long Family is more formidable than I imagined. Although Qin Yun heard about them before, he thought that they are only a bit stronger than Proud Star State's Long Family. Now it seems that Soaring Dragon State's Dragon King Manor is much stronger than Proud Star State's Wei Long Manor. After the flying ship landed, Qin Yun and Xiao Yueme got off the ship. Xiao Yueme originally wanted to use the old method to sneak into Divine Inscription Palace, but after thinking about it, she decided to obediently follow Qin Yun. She knows that Qin Yun has a very important matter on this trip, so he cannot cause trouble. Xiao Yueme only led the way and brought Qin Yun to a restaurant. Chapter 828. Dragon Tree Pavilion. The demand for housing around Dragon King Manor is very high, so they kept on increasing the height, resulting in many tall buildings appearing here. Although there are many tall buildings, they are not densely packed. Basically, every tall building is built inside a small garden. Qin Yun and Xiao Yueme are also choosing a restaurant to stay in. "Brother, look at that restaurant, it looks very ordinary. It is 30 floors high and it is made of wood." Xiao Yueme pointed at a wooden building not far away and said, "Alright, we will go there. We will go to a relatively low-grade place. It will be a bit low-key." Qin Yun also feels that this wooden building is very good. This place was filled with extravagant restaurants that dazzled the eyes of a dog. Only that wooden building was a clear stream of fresh air. Although it looks very simple, it gives people a very comfortable and elegant feeling. This square wooden building has many wood grain. It is built inside a very large garden. It looks very comfortable no matter how you look at it. Qin Yun doesn't know if it is because of his taste, but he feels that this wooden building is much better than other luxurious restaurants. However, the gardens of other luxurious restaurants are very lively, and this wooden building gives people a kind of cold and cheerless feeling. Although there are people inside, compared to other restaurants, there are very few people inside. "Yueme, do you think we should change to a more crowded place? It will be more convenient to inquire about information?" Qin Yun asked. He and Xiao Yuemei have already arrived at the entrance of that wooden building. Whatever. But if you want to inquire about information, as long as you have purple crystal coins, it doesn't matter where you stay, Xiao Yuemei said with smile. Just as Qin Yun is about to enter the garden, he suddenly sensed a barrier appearing. Qin Yun and Xiao Yuemei feel that it is somewhat strange that a restaurant can have such a powerful barrier. At this time a white-clothed woman appeared and said in gentle voice, You two are not from the Dragon Tree Pavilion? Don't you know the rules of entering Dragon Tree Pavilion? This is called Dragon Tree Pavilion? Qin Yun looked around but did not see any signboard. To enter Dragon Tree Pavilion, you must have 1 billion purple crystal coins. The white-clothed woman saw Qin Yun and Xiao Yuemei's blank expression and explained. Do I need 1 billion purple crystal coins on my purple crystal card? Qin Yun asked. Yes. The woman in white nodded. Brother, I don't have that much. Xiao Yuemei pulled Qin Yun's arm and said in low voice, Let's change places. Who knew that this place would have so many conditions even though it looks so low class? At this time, a few luxuriously dressed youths walked over. After showing their identity cards, they also heard Xiao Yuemei's words. Xiao Yuemei and Qin Yun have simply changed their appearance. They are wearing the same blue-colored clothes. They look very ordinary. I say, did you two just enter the city? How dare you go to the most expensive restaurant in Dragon King City? A red-clothed youth is holding a very exquisite blue toad in his hand. He looked at Xiao Yuemei and Qin Yun with sneer. If you want to enter this door, you must first have a net worth of 1 billion purple crystal coins. If you don't, then scram. Don't waste Bai Kexian's time. She is a martial king and the shopkeeper of Dragon Tree Pavilion. She is very busy. Another blue-clothed man smiled at the white-clothed woman. Shopkeeper Bai, they are just 2 poor ghosts, no need to pay attention to them, a golden-clothed man said with smile. Bai Kexian politely smiled at Qin Yun and Xiao Yuemei, then turned around to leave. Qin Yun suddenly yelled, Shopkeeper Bai Kexian, if I have 1 billion purple crystal coins, can I apply for an entry card? Qin Yun felt that this Dragon Tree Pavilion is very good but there are very few people here. He thought that his taste is wrong. He did not expect that it would be so harsh to enter. You country bumpkin, go back and buy some decent clothes. You two are wearing low-quality clothes. You will drag down the level of everyone in Dragon Tree Pavilion. That blue-clothed youth suddenly said in anger. This group of people entered Dragon Tree Pavilion to pursue that kind of level and sense of superiority. If any random person could enter, then how could they go around pretending? You still don't know where to buy clothes, right? Let me tell you, go directly to Dragon Garment Pavilion. The cheapest set costs 300,000 purple crystal coins. You won't even be able to buy a button. Quickly scram far away, you are an eyesore here. Your shabby appearance will make the atmosphere of Dragon Tree Pavilion even worse. Those few men mocked Qin Yun and Xiao Yuemei in an eccentric manner. Xiao Yuemei is also very confident, she said with sneer. You guys must have emptied your family's savings to enter Dragon Tree Pavilion, right? Isn't it just to climb up to some famous sect's disciples? Look at your sarcastic and unkind appearance. It is very rare to enter Dragon Tree Pavilion, that's why you are so cocky. Qin Yun smiled faintly. Nobles with real style are not like you. The ones dragging down the level of Dragon Tree Pavilion should be you. Those few luxurious-clothed youths are also burning with anger. They want to rush over and beat up Qin Yun and Xiao Yuemei. Seeing they are about to quarrel, Bai Kexian promptly said, Everyone, give me face, don't talk so much. Xiao Yuemei asked, Shopkeeper Bai, does your Dragon Tree Pavilion have a dress code? Bai Kexian thought for a bit and said, Yes. Come again when you can afford Dragon Garment Pavilion's clothes. You 2 poor ghosts. That blue-clothed youth cursed in low voice. The clothes you're wearing are all from the Dragon Garment Pavilion? But I don't think they are good, only idiots would buy them. Qin Yun said. What did you say? The clothes I am wearing are Dragon Garment Pavilion's new hot items. They are worth 700,000 purple crystal coins. You poor ghost, if you can't afford it, then say it's not good. That blue-clothed youth furiously said. His voice is also very loud. Many passers-by came over to watch. Hearing that the clothes he is buying are worth 700,000 purple crystal coins, they all exclaimed in admiration. Bai Kexin said somewhat embarrassedly, My clothes are also bought from Dragon Garment Pavilion. At this time, the spectators also began praising Dragon Garment Pavilion's clothes for their taste and quality. Shopkeeper Bai's clothes are worth 800,000, even though they look ordinary. Dragon Garment Pavilion's clothes are like this, they are buying quality and taste. You two poor ghosts will never understand. That blue-clothed youth said with sneer. Other people also began criticizing Qin Yun and Xiao Yume one after another. The clothes they are wearing do not have any special characteristic. There are many brands of clothes here, they can be distinguished just by looking at the patterns on the clothes. Dragon Garment Pavilion's clothes have faint dragon pattern embroidered on them. Qin Yun said, All right then, let me ask you, Dragon Garment Pavilion's clothes are so expensive, can they save your life? Can they let you live a few more years? What is most expensive? Of course it is life. Dragon Garment Pavilion's clothes, other than having a few dragons embroidered on them and having loud cowhide, what is so special about them? Only you idiots who love to show off would buy them. Bai Kexin is somewhat unhappy because she spent a lot of purple crystal coins to buy Dragon Garment Pavilion's clothes. There are many people wearing Dragon Garment Pavilion's clothes in the vicinity, they are also very dissatisfied. This young master, since you say Dragon Garment Pavilion's clothes are not good, then tell me what kind of clothes are the best? Could it be that the clothes you are wearing can save your life? Bai Kexin asked. Truth be told, they can indeed save my life. Qin Yun laughed. You should all have xian tools, I can guarantee that your xian tools won't be able to cut my clothes. An old man said with smile. Your clothes are made of soft material, if they can truly resist xian tool attack, then they are xian tool armor. Such soft xian tool armor is worth at least 10 million purple crystal coins. Moreover, your clothes fit so well, they must have been made for you. Which inscription master would be so bored to make these clothes for you? Other people also repeatedly nodded. Young master, don't cause trouble, if boss sees you causing trouble, he might get angry. Bai Kexin said in low voice. You should quickly leave. How is this possible? You think your tattered clothes can withstand a sharp, profound weapon? My xian tool is a mid-quality xian tool, North Pole xian iron sword. If it cannot cut your clothes, I will eat my sword. That blue-clothed youth walked over and said with sneer. Quickly let me try. Qin Yun pulled out a corner of his clothes and said with smile. Come. That blue-clothed youth used his very sharp sword to stab at the corner of his clothes. He used a lot of strength to stab, but he was unable to pierce through. This immediately caused an uproar among the crowd. That blue-clothed youth used all his strength to stab a few more times, but he was truly unable to pierce through the corner of his clothes. His expression also became incomparably unsightly. This means that this is truly a soft material xian tool armor. It is worth at least several million purple crystal coins. Moreover, it is something made for them by inscription master. It is many times stronger than those tattered clothes of Dragon Garment House. This is indeed a life-saving clothing. Soft material armor is usually worn inside, moreover most of them are very heavy and hard. And soft armor like Qin Yun and Xiao Yume's requires very high craftsmanship to refine. Don't show off your tattered clothes in front of us. Xiao Yume delicately groaned and said. Those spectators who were ridiculing Qin Yun and Xiao Yume earlier also dispersed one after another. As a shopkeeper, Bai Keqian has seen many people, but this is the first time she has seen people like Qin Yun and Xiao Yuemei. She immediately determined that Qin Yun and Xiao Yuemei have very high status. So what? Maybe you took it from that dead man's body? Do you have enough purple crystal coins to enter Dragon Tree Pavilion? A red-clothed man shouted in a very bad mood. The one in blue clothes, first swallow your sword. You just said you would swallow your own sword. Xiao Yuemei said with mocking smile. That blue-clothed youth did not speak. He promptly entered Dragon Tree Pavilion's courtyard. Qin Yun slowly took out a purple crystal card and handed it over to Bai Keqian to check. Bai Keqian is immediately stunned looking at the purple crystal card because there are more than 10 billion purple crystal coins on it. 2 guests, please enter. Bai Keqian promptly returned the purple crystal card to Qin Yun. I don't have 1 billion, Xiao Yuemei said in low voice. You're tuning in to the Phoenix Knights YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.